I'm Kemi. I'm a Chimera VTuber. Today we're gonna be trying something a bit different than what I normally do. Oh shoot, why is my camera doing this weird thing? Am I facing the right direction? It's a little bit off. Ugh, let me move it. Hopefully my audio levels are okay. It looks like it's okay based on what I see on the audio mixer. But yeah, it has been a while since we've played a visual novel. Because like the last time I did that on stream was with Variable Barricade. I ended up not liking it because like they kind of went all in with like the negatives of the characters first. And I was like, okay, so like what makes them great? Like maybe I would have been more interested if they kind of balanced it out at the beginning instead of like listing like all these negative traits. I don't know, I haven't touched it since then, but like I'm kind of tempted to like just play that one on my own. But today we're gonna be checking out Dreambound, which is a story-rich BL mystery visual novel. We do have a bunch of warnings that I pinned. So, no worries if you need to leave or anything, like just make sure you take care of yourselves. But yeah, I don't really know what to expect with this game. So, we're gonna check it out then. Okay, sections of Dreambound can be played as either entirely text or point and click with puzzles. Oh yeah, they have like mystery room sort of, wait, what you call it? Escape room like puzzles. So we're gonna go ahead and enable the point and click puzzles because a bunch of people recommended that. Oh, why are we inside a church? It was 2:37 p.m. on a Friday. On this specific day, at this specific time, a funeral was being held. He was so young. How unfortunate. There would be many more Fridays, many more days where the clock would tick over to 2:37 p.m. Time would go on, whether one person was here or not. So much talent wasted. What did it mean to be alive? And what did it mean to be dead? His family must be devastated. What did it mean to exist? And when would the existential dread finally cease? A boy with brown hair sat in the corner, alone. To him, that coffin looked much too small. Much too small to hold a soul so large. Much too small to contain an entire existence, with all of its history. Noah. Tomorrow, everyone else will go on living. Tomorrow, everyone else will forget. And if not tomorrow, then the next day, one day, everyone forgets. The brown-haired boy held tight to his chest. He would not forget. But even he could not convince himself of these words. How easy it was to spout platitudes while someone lay dead 10 feet away. I'm sorry. It was 2:37 p.m. on a Friday. And on this Friday, a funeral was being held for too. Uh-oh. Okay, so Noah, I think, is the protagonist. August. If I remember correctly, I think they also had like a secret ending. Oh, Ivan, he looks cool. Kane? Crow? But yeah, usually with like visual novels, I think you have to play through all of the routes, or at least one, to be able to unlock a secret ending. Prologue: The me that died all these years ago. Alone, confined within his prison, the man sits, his back slouched and his arm raised. In his hand, a paintbrush. A weapon in his eyes, perhaps. A tool. From it, life should flourish into every corner of a world, part imaginary, part very much real. Waves crash onto the white shores. The night sky reflects back on itself, a sea of stars amidst the swirling currents. All is calm, yet not. But, as it were, that world didn't exist. Couldn't exist. It would never exist. It could not be created by his hand. Why is that? Does he have like art block or something? I mean, I guess in a way, like, when you create a piece of art, it's like kind of creating a new world. Because like sometimes you might like put your characters in there and it's like your own creations and stuff, I guess. Sometimes art can be very personal. The man holds his paintbrush up to the empty canvas, blank, like many of the rest. Is it day or is it night? He does not know. Light doesn't belong in a place like this, after all. Oh, judging by his expression, he looks kind of devastated. I wonder what he's dealing with. It has never belonged. He closes his eyes, waiting for it to appear. Something. Anything. A vision, a masterpiece, a muse, an apparition that would inspire his creativity, anything at all. But nothing comes to him. Nothing comes without fail, without exception. Every stroke he laid against that impossibly bright white canvas was like a stain on his soul, a dirty mark on what should have been pristine. By his hand, all he could create was loneliness. Nothing belongs. Nothing would ever belong again, for he was broken. So yeah, like, one of the warnings said there's like mentions of like depression and trauma and that kind of stuff. I guess that's what he's probably going through. Like, I can definitely relate to that mindset sometimes. It is hard to break out of that cycle. But hopefully he will. Time moves like this, unfailingly. An eternity passes, or what feels like it, as the clock slowly ticks away. Tick, tock. Tick, tock. Never ending. But what is time to someone with no time left to give? His hand shakes. He cannot force it to paint, yet he cannot set his hand down either. Behind his closed eyes, he wards off the tiredness he can feel at the edge of his consciousness. Perhaps a dream would help him to paint. Perhaps if he simply allowed himself to be carried away in that star-filled ocean, inspiration would strike. Or perhaps it would take him away from this world and finally bring him peace. Yet he opened his eyes, denying the very thought. Anything but that. Anything but a dream. Was it fear? Hate? Disgust? No, it was more. Much more. This was no base emotion. This was something far more deep, far more sinister. The minds of men were warped beyond recognition. Their being had become wholly evil. During the day, they wore masks to hide their intentions, but during the night, inside their dreams, the masks would fall. What was once pure and bright was now corrupt beyond repair. I wonder if, the dreams in this world have, an effect on reality. I don't know. Judging by, what was said, it kind of sounds like it might. Noah, you need to stop this at once. You can't live off this. Whatever these scribbles are meant to be, imagine what people would say about me. About us. Are those his parents? Why can't you be more like your brother? It's about time you grew up. You're not a kid anymore. Go throw all of your stupid little books out already and give this up. No. No. This is all I have. All I have left. This is all his fault. Look at what he's done with our son. Please, I need something. Just one thing. Let me have just one. A letter laid at rest on the table, unopened. He lacked the courage to open it, too scared to read the words that would shape his life. His fingers, trembling, came even closer, until the feel of the textured envelope brushed against his fingertips. It felt like life. It felt like the future. It felt like the one thing that could pull him out of the deep pit that he found himself in, slowly being buried alive. He opened the envelope in one fell swoop. Words spread out across a page, perfectly ordered. He suddenly felt as if he lost the ability to read. In that dim light, he tried anyway. Dear Noah, it is with great pleasure that I inform you that you have been selected to receive the Copper Cove University of Art Excellence Scholarship. Each year, only one student is chosen statewide to receive this scholarship through a process of portfolio presentations, interviews, and recommendations from prior instructors. The Copper Cove Academy of Art Excellence Scholarship provides full tuition for your years at our school. Please note that students with this scholarship must be enrolled full-time and maintain a 3.5 grade point average to continue to receive their scholarship. Once again, I congratulate you on your selection for this great honor. We look forward to seeing you on campus. In front of his eyes, that letter turned to dust, floating away on the wind into that imaginary world. Memories of the past aimed towards him like daggers. They pierced his flesh, but that didn't matter anymore. He was used to it. In fact, he sometimes wondered if he'd enjoy it now. The pain spread throughout his body, but at least he could finally feel something. His paintbrush, still tinged with color, stayed motionless against the canvas. Resisting the urge to yawn, he rubbed his eyes with his spare hand. Oh, that's a really messy room. That would be a huge pain to clean up, with all the paint everywhere. A ringing sound sounded throughout the darkness, echoing through the soulless house. No one was around to pick it up. No one except... Go away. It kept ringing and ringing, then ringing some more. Then it stopped. Until it began again. Dang telemarketers, they need to stop calling. Go away! Noah clutched at his head, the ache only made worse by the constant sound that pierced his ears. He wanted to ignore it. More than anything, he didn't want to answer the phone. But the caller was stubborn, and Noah easily irritated. He stood from his stool, dropping the paintbrush to the ground. It clacked against the wooden floor, paint flying across the planks. Just more added to the already growing collection. At this point, more paint was splattered over his house than there was on any canvas. Slowly, each step deliberate, he walked towards his phone. The model was old, the same one he had since he was a teenager. He looked at the number on the illuminated screen, but he didn't recognize it. Still, the ringing continued. I should turn this stupid fucking thing off. He stared at the screen, the light burning his eyes. And for some reason, he picked it up. Noah? Is that you? What do you want? How did you get this number? It's me, your dad. Can we talk? I answered the phone, didn't I? What do you want? Please, it's been so long. What do you want? Your mother has just passed away. Please come to the funeral at least. Noah removed the phone from his ear and slid his finger across the screen. It went silent, the other person never to know what happened. Without a second thought, he switched the phone off and dropped it in the rubbish. So, she's dead. His voice lacked any emotion. Whether this fact made him happy or sad, no one would be able to tell. He walked back towards his easel, on a still blank canvas waiting to be brought to life. He threw it to the ground in a heap with the rest of the abandoned masterpieces before sending his foot crashing down towards them, breaking them in half. One after another, he smashed them into pieces soundlessly. Not a word or a cry escaped his lips. Only a silent fury. Not as his mother's passing, only aimed towards himself. Finished, but not feeling any more fulfilled, he dropped to the ground and curled into a ball. His eyelids felt heavier and heavier, until he finally found sleep. Oof. That's a lot for him to process. Like, even if he didn't have a good relationship with his parents in the past, like, I don't know, it's still a lot to deal with, a lot to think about. But even sleep wasn't so restful. Noah awoke to the sound of a key turning in a door, then the same door opening slowly. Footsteps started off slow before they sped up, coming directly towards him. But he didn't flinch or turn to look at who it was. If someone wants to kill me, let them. If they want to steal any of this shit, go for it. I don't care anymore. I don't care. So just let me die. Noah? What are you doing on the ground? Are you okay? Noah should have realized who it was, yet he somehow felt disappointed. Would have been better if it was someone here to kill me already. Go away, I'm resting. You have a perfectly good bedroom one room over. Come on, let me help you to bed. I don't want to, just leave already. Let me at least get you some water. Come on. Kane extended his hand to Noah, who stared back at it blankly. Kane was the same he'd always been. Kind, dependable, hardworking, charismatic, funny, popular. Everything he wasn't. With a sigh, he took Kane's hand and let himself be guided towards a seat. He fished out a bottle of water from his bag, obviously bought in preparation for the visit. Must be nice, living the kind of life where you buy bottled water. Noah took a sip, feeling the coolness make his throat hurt just a little bit less. Must have been a while since I last drank anything. I didn't notice. Reminder to hydrate! Noah. Oh dang, he's so much taller. I gave you that spare key for emergencies, you know. I'd say this counts as an emergency, wouldn't you? Noah, this has to stop. You need to get some help. Get outside. I don't know, just... things need to change. You know what? Kane is a good friend, like, just stopping by, like, when he senses something is off about Noah. You can't keep living like this. Noah angrily pulled away from Kane, a frown settling on his brow. No, nothing has to change. I'm fine the way I am. I didn't ask for your help, so stop butting into my life. You didn't need to. Look, this isn't like you. You didn't used to be like this, you know? He wouldn't want this for you either. You know that. Shut up. Don't bring him up. He was my best friend too. I'm allowed to talk about him. And I'm certain this isn't what he wants you to do. A silence spread out between them as they both looked away from each other, searching for what to say. Between them was a gap that didn't used to be there, once upon a time. I'm guessing probably due to Noah's mental health difficulties, he probably hasn't interacted with other people or, like, allowed himself to be vulnerable. And maybe that's why there's a gap between them now? Because it seemed like they were really close friends at one point of time. How's your painting going? What does it look like to you? Noah shrugged, but continued when Kane stayed silent. I should just give up. There's no point anymore. I can't paint. I'm just wasting my time. Of course you can. I've seen you paint before. I know what you're capable of. Then why? Look around you. Why can't I do it anymore? It's too late. Everything feels dirty. There's nothing worth capturing left. I'm chasing a light that doesn't exist. But look, you have plenty of nice paintings around. Noah looked between them. They morphed in his mind, becoming too ugly to even glance at. They're nothing. Less than nothing. This is what the end feels like, I think. Wouldn't it be nice if the world just ended tomorrow? You know, maybe going out and experiencing some new things would help to spark your passion. Meeting someone new, meeting new people would be good for you. There's no point. I'll die surrounded by my blank canvases, and then finally I'll only have my only masterpiece. Noah. As if unsure about what to say, Kane found the remote and turned on the old, small TV. A news presenter, dressed impeccably, read out the news with so little emotion you would have to wonder if she really cared about the words leaving her mouth. Next up, we have some breaking news from directly on the scene. A number of bodies have been found with strange, flower-like markings first believed to be tattoos. Oh no. Is this like a serial murder sort of thing? Because, like, whoever did that, like, left, like, flower markings as their signature or something. Analysts say that no ink, pigment, or burn marks are featured on the victims, which has ground the investigations to a halt until they can find out what these markings mean. Further proof that true art is found in death. Ugh. With a disgusted sound from deep in Kane's throat, he switched the TV off, as if deciding silence would be better. I'll ask you one more time, okay? Please, let me help you. I don't want your help. I just want you to leave me alone and stop coming here. We're friends, Noah. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any friends. I don't deserve any. I don't want to be the only person left that matters to me to betray me too. Better if you just leave now. I'm not going anywhere, I promise. I told you to leave, not stay. As if on cue, Kane stood, producing another water bottle from his leather bag. He stepped closer and closer until he stood in front of a potted plant, the only bit of life left in the entire house. He watered it slowly, deep in thought. I wonder if he's been stopping by every day to water Noah's plants for him, or singular plants. I mean, it seems like in this state, Noah might not be in a position to take care of, like, the plant or, like, himself. But yeah, it's kind of sad that he's also pushing his best friend away. He watered it slowly, deep in thought. Make sure you look after this, alright? I can't stop by every day. I am. Good. Finished, Kane walked towards the door and opened it wide. Noah shielded his Noah shielded his eyes from the sun. I just want to see you go back to your old self, alright? I want to help you. He doesn't exist. He shut the door with a soft thud. Once again, he was alone. How I prefer to be. Noah stood up from his stool and wobbled as the room spun around him. His head still ached, and he could feel a deep hunger in the pit of his stomach. When was the last time I ate? Uneasy on his feet, he slowly found his way into the kitchen. Ooh, that's a really messy kitchen. It looks very unsanitary. Is that black mold everywhere? Like, wow, Noah really hasn't been taking care of himself. Like, he's really deep into this. Hopefully he gets better. Noah's kitchen was bare as ever. He hadn't ever used it, really. Most of the time, he'd order something to be delivered, or better yet, skip eating. His money was limited, and he'd always put his paint supplies over anything else. Noah reached up to open a cupboard, knowing full well it was bare, when he smelled something. Food. His eyes found a container left on his table with a small note. He picked it up. It read, "Enjoy, I'll bring some groceries around soon. Kane." Oh, Kane is such a sweetheart. He's making sure Noah stays fed, and like, kinda trying to take care of him sometimes. He wondered for a moment whether he should accept it or not, but eventually his stomach won out against his stubbornness, and he sat down on the dining table alone to eat it. While he sat, he thought. He really hated it when he thought. How easily he can just come and go, when I'm stuck in here, like a corpse, in the coffin, buried alive. But what of it? I don't care anymore. That sunlight that I haven't seen for years, it suits him, not me. My friends, my family, all fake, twisted, corrupted, just like me. Nothing is pure, nothing, except... He brought the fork to his lips, slowly nibbling at the home-cooked food Kane had brought. Still a good cook. He really does have everything going for him these days. Suddenly he froze, a terror crawling over him. His head throbbed and his stomach lurched. Then he fell. Uh-oh, what's going on? It can't be because of the food, unless Kane is a murderer? But, well, you can't judge. I don't know. Sometimes murderers in these stories can be, like, someone you don't suspect at all. I don't know. Or maybe he's just exhausted from, like, not taking care of himself. His fork dropped to the table, abandoned. Oh, cutscene? Oh, never mind. The world spun around him until it disappeared, spinning, spinning, filling his body with a dread oh so familiar. He squeezed his eyes shut, begging silently for this to stop. He didn't want to be here. He wanted to be home. Though he peeked out of his tightly shut eyes, his home was long gone. The surroundings were still blurred around him, and his body felt as if it were being ripped in all directions, as if at any moment he would be torn to shreds. But he wasn't, and he knew this feeling well. With a thump that didn't reflect how long he had been falling, he hit the ground. When he opened his eyes again, he saw darkness all around him. Not a human darkness, but a darkness that was something more. Something sinister. Something threatening. A place no one belonged. Noah quickly got to his feet and checked himself over. No injuries. His eyes darted around the bleak, dark landscape. Nothing stood out to him. No one awaited him. This isn't what it's usually like. What's going on? I want to go home. Please. I just want to go home. But he knew full well what was required of him. His footsteps were slow and careful before speeding up in desperation, searching for the person who could free him from this nightmare. He walked and walked, then walked some more until his feet ached with deep blisters. Yet he still walked, because the alternative wasn't something he wanted to face. Behind him, nothing. In front of him, nothing. If he was walking in circles, he wouldn't have known. His feet ground to a halt when he finally saw something. Or someone. A man curled up in a ball, sitting in the distance. Darkness surrounded him, threatening to take over his very essence. The man looked up. His eyes were hollow, filled with sadness. Their eyes locked. My father? Why would I be brought here? How? His mind raced as he tried to come up with any reason, any excuse. The man called out to him, but his words were lost in the shadows, never to be heard. Noah, still frozen, couldn't decide whether he should approach him or run away. His heart yelled at him to run, to put as much distance between them as possible. But his mind only saw his only ticket out of here. Before he could make a decision, a dark mist started to roll in from a place unseen. It spiraled and spiraled, twisting and turning, until someone stepped out of it. Another person, surrounded by shadows. His steps were slow but not careful. Deliberate, perhaps. With purpose. He approached the curled-up man with his heavy steps. Suddenly, the man's voice traveled to Noah. Noah! Noah! I want my son! Please! Give me my son back! The shadowy man raised his arm. In his hand, what looked like a gun. Bang. There was no hesitation, no pause. Just a single shot through the head. The curled-up man dropped to the ground, his body evaporating into the mist. The world shook around them, mountains of shadows come crashing down. The whole world threatened to cease existence in a mere moment. Noah's eyes darted around, searching for a place to escape to, when he finally looked back towards the man with a gun. And as the world came crashing down on him, he swore that the shadowy figure was looking right back at him too. An empty, eternal darkness. Why does darkness always seem as cold anyway? If anything, Noah felt like he was surrounded by an intense heat. It was too much, too overwhelming. He thought that any second he'd burst into flames. But nothing happened to him, even if he wished for it. Something soft wrapped around his shoulders, holding him tight. He should have been scared, but instead, the pressure felt welcoming. I wonder if that's Cain, like, trying to wake him up from, like, his nightmare or something. But that's a really intense nightmare to go through. Kinda creepy too, cause, like, you're alone except for, like, just a few people there, and then, like, the landscape is all barren. When he opened his eyes again, he was sitting. Noah sat in front of his easel, his hand poised over the canvas. His hands were covered in the splattering of paint. It cracked over his skin, already dry. The darkness that surrounded him suddenly felt light after he escaped. Noah paused in surprise, his eyes glued to his canvas. On it, a painting of pure darkness. A reflection of a dream. How? How could this be? I wasn't here. At first, he wondered how. Then why? Before his mind settled on an answer that didn't answer anything. It's perfect. At some point, the brush had dropped from his hand and landed on the floorboards, just another splatter amongst a sea of color. He couldn't look away, he wouldn't, not when everything was what he'd been waiting for. This is it. Jumping to his feet, he lifted the painting from its place and carefully put it on the side. Who would have thought that which I detest would create my finest piece yet? And all it took was a single dream. He sat back on his stool and stumped forward, deep in thought. What kind of dream is that? I mean, I don't think it's very inspirational. It's kind of creepy, you know? Unless he's doing, like, vent art or something, I guess. Like, some artists, like, end up having a separate blog for that kind of stuff, I guess. My dad let me stay up all night playing. You've got to get it. As if my parents would let me skip on studying to play games. You won the parent lottery. You can just say you're studying and stay over at my place then. Oh man, really? I'm down for that. Kane leaned over Noah's desk, talking and laughing as he usually did. Noah sat lazily, kicking his feet against the legs of the desk, not worried about whether it would annoy anyone else in the room. It was an early morning, a few months into the semester. Noah had settled into his routine by now, walking to school with Kane, chatting until the bell rang, then wasting the day away until he could go home. Of course, there was more to it than that. Studying, tutoring, pressure from his parents, but all in all, nothing ever shook him up. He was comfortable, but bored. Hey, I heard something interesting. What now? Apparently someone's moving into our class. What? At this time of year? No way, they never catch up with the workload. No, for real, my dad said so, and your dad's on the board of directors. Yeah, you say it every time. Do you think it'll be a cute girl? Too cute for you, that's for sure. Ouch, my heart. It's fine, you're the only one I need. Kane fluttered his eyelashes, putting on a voice so clingy that Noah physically recoiled. Ew. Hopefully it's a guy so I can make a new best friend. I think something's wrong with mine. You can try. Who else would be able to put up with you? Step, step, step. The door opened as someone walked carefully to the front of the room behind the desk. Their teacher, Mr. Floyd, stood in front of the classroom before clapping his hands. Alright, take your seats. I have some exciting news today. The class chattered endlessly as the students did what they were told. An excited buzz spread throughout the room. As some of you may have heard, we have a new student joining our class today. He's just moved here from interstate, so make sure to help him if he gets lost with anything. So, a boy? Guess Kane was wrong about that one. Noah leant his elbows against the desk, resting his head in his hands. For some reason, he didn't find himself all that interested. Anyway, I'll introduce him myself. You can come in now. A pause. No one opened the door. Okay, what if he just ran away? For a few moments anyway. Slowly the door opened wide and someone stepped in. Noah sat up in his seat, his eyes locked on the boy that entered. Out of the protagonists we saw, I'm guessing it probably would be, August. Hi, Gummy! And let me do a shout out. I do have to do shout outs again. But yeah, thanks for the head pat and the lurk. Blonde hair and deep green eyes. He didn't hesitate any longer. He stepped in front of the class with the brightest smile Noah had ever seen. I feel like I know these intros by heart now. It's nice to meet you all. My name's August, and I just moved here with my dad. Actually, we move around every couple of months, so I've been to around 7 schools already. A few students gasped in surprise, hanging on to every word he said. Rather than sounding like a well-rehearsed speech, his words flowed naturally and calmly, without a single nerve to be heard. That's gotta be rough for him to move around to like 7 schools already? Holy cow. Like, when I grew up, I stayed in pretty much one city, like, until I went to college. And then I just ended up moving, like, elsewhere. So yeah, he doesn't have a lot of stability, but it's good that, like, it seems like he's confident. If he's able to, like, be this calm in front of, like, the whole class introducing himself and stuff. It certainly did seem like he was used to making such introductions. Still, I hope we'll be staying here a while longer, at least enough time to get to know you all. August is such a pretty name. I thought it would be a girl with a name like that. What does your dad do? He's a He's a photographer, so he's always traveling and moving. I had the option of staying behind with my grandparents, but I decided to go with him. Whoa, so awesome! I wish I could travel that much. What else to say about me? I like sunsets and long walks on the beach. August, buddy, this isn't your dating profile. Talk about your hobbies and stuff. Well, I mean, I guess that can be a hobby. Yeah, it's pretty nice, like, going to the beach, like, around sunset. I'm not a morning person, so I never go, like, during sunrise. Unless I have to work weird hours. The room exploded in laughter, but Noah couldn't even manage a giggle. Something about the boy captivated him, caught his gaze, and held it there. He was afraid if he even moved a muscle, the boy would disappear. And he stared silently. Alright, enough of the dating aperture. You read my mind. Make sure you all make August feel welcome and show him around later, okay? Go take a seat. There's a free spot over there next to Noah. Oh my gosh, Noah has like a little blush on his cheeks. He has a crush on him. Noah waved meekly, and August did the same in return before taking his seat. Whatever was said for the rest of class, Noah didn't know. He twirled his pencil between his fingers, his workbook abandoned. That's kind of hard to relate to, like... I don't think I've ever felt like the feeling of, like, having a crush on first sight. I don't know. Maybe it's something more people experience. His elbow rested against his desk as he snuck glances towards August's profile. Every now and then, he would shift, making Noah jump and look away. Huh? His profile is... almost pretty. He continued staring at the boy. Well, not even almost. It is pretty. With that thought in mind, August's eyes finally met Noah's. Noah froze, unsure if he should quickly look away and pretend he hadn't been staring, or if he just should smile and act natural. Eventually, August decided for him. He smiled brightly, tilting his head at the same time. Noah awkwardly smiled back before looking away, his heart racing. Oh, that's so adorable. I guess maybe he feels like, it would be kind of overwhelming talking to him, so maybe he left a note so Noah could reply, like, at his own pace? Only a few moments later, a folded piece of paper slid onto his desk. Noah looked at it in surprise, then back to August, who simply raised a finger to his lips in a shh motion. He put a nose in his smiley face. He wrote his return message carefully on the other side, unsure of what exactly to say. Is it common for people to pass notes around in class? Cause like, I've never done that. Why did I do it too? So lame. When Mr. Floyd turned his back, Noah quickly scrunched up the paper and tossed it towards August, who meticulously flattened out the screwed-up ball and read the message. Done reading, August propped his elbow up on the desk and rested his chin in his hand, copying Noah's posture and smiled towards him. Noah's mind went blank, and the rest of the lesson passed in a blur until the bell for lunch suddenly rang. Only when Kane was standing over his desk, waving a hand in front of his face, did he snap out of it. Oh boy, Noah's distracted. Distracted by the new student. Hello? Earth to Noah, you there? Right, is it time for break already? Yeah, and Mr. Floyd called on you twice and you didn't say a word. Are you feeling alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Just feeling a little out of it. What do you think of the new guy? What? Noah's cheeks felt hot at the sudden question. Why? I don't know, just making conversation. He seems nice. Has a nice smile too. Right. I guess, we should go greet him too. Wanna go over now? No! I mean, I'm sure he has a bunch of other people hanging around him right now. Wouldn't want to crowd him. Oh, Noah's so nervous. That's so adorable. The rest of the classroom was empty. Everyone else had already cleared out, either to eat or chat with friends. August had obviously been pulled along to have a tour with the other classmates. Yeah, seems like he'll be a little hard to get a hold of. Later then, wanna go out get something to eat? I brought food, so I might just eat here. Ooh, is August gonna go over and say hi to him? Whoa, you sharing? Don't be stupid. Your lunches are way better than mine. What can I say? I'm something of a chef de cuisine. Noah laughed in response before pulling out his lunchbox. In it, a sandwich and a few other snacks. Compared to the luxurious meal Kane had cooked for himself, it was nothing. Actually, you can give me some of yours. You know, I'm always happy to share with you. Kane gave Noah a warm smile. He might play around, but Noah knew that Kane would probably do anything for him. The door suddenly rattled and opened. Noah put his sandwich down and turned, just in time to see someone walk towards him. The boy from earlier. August. Oh, he looks nervous. He sat at his desk quietly, minding his own business. Kane looked towards him, then back at Noah, motioning for him to speak up. You okay? Oh, just a little tired. I thought I could probably hide in here for a bit. But my name's Noah, which, I guess you already kinda knew, and, this is Kane. You wanna eat lunch with us? Is it really okay? Of course, the more the merrier. August turned his chair with that same bright smile. You get dragged around everywhere by the girls? I think they show me every inch of the school, which I'm happy about, don't get me wrong. Just a little exhausted. I liked your, introduction, by the way. What a stupid thing to say! But I'm so lame! Really? He laughed a little before looking down. I was a little nervous, honestly. It's hard coming in front of new people and talking about yourself. I'm not really that interesting, so I always have to build myself up to do that. You certainly broke the ice. You're gonna fit in well around here, I can tell. Thank you, I really hope so. His voice was gentle and calming. He had an air around him of brightness. I'm gonna buy a drink. You two want anything? Just the usual. Do you want me to come? No, he's playing wingman. Bro, pick up the hints. Your best bud is trying to get you with him. Nah, you can wait here, August. Oh, huh? Then can I have just the usual too? Wait. That doesn't make sense, because he's new here, so they wouldn't know what his usual is unless he's talking about what Noah's usual is. Noah could feel that gentle smile, directed at him all throughout his body. Got it. Kane left the room, and it was suddenly silent. Noah tapped his fingers uncharacteristically, wondering what he should say. What he could say to fill the silence between them. What's the usual, by the way? Just a cola. Phew. I wanted to sound cool, but if it was coffee, I would have made an embarrassment out of myself. Yeah. Noah's finger tapped against the book that sat in front of him as he searched for something to talk about. School. Too boring. Where he lived before here? I bet everyone's asked him about that. What's that? August pointed towards the book under Noah's fingers, his eyes filled with wonder. Oh, that. It's just something stupid. Don't worry. Now I'm really interested. Can I see? You really want to see? If it's okay with you. It's a little embarrassing. That's okay. I think everyone gets embarrassed about the things they make sometimes, because it means so much to you. Feeling shy about his work, he handed the sketchpad over to him. Oh gosh, I would be mortified if I had to hand over my sketchpad to people. Well, that was back in the days when I did traditional art, which was a long time ago, because once I got a tablet, I pretty much switched to mostly digital art only. And even then, I have plenty of sketches that are horrible looking. I do not want people to see them. There's a lot of practice that I still have to do. Here it comes. Inside was a plethora of drawings, sketches, and scribbles of anything and everything that caught Noah's attention at one point or another. For once, he was glad he hadn't drawn anything that day, lest August find a drawing of himself. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say he could have done a little drawing of August and passed it to him or something. You drew all these? Yeah, sorry, I said it was stupid. These are amazing, they're so beautiful. No, they're just... You have so much talent. His eyes were filled with so much wonder that Noah couldn't help but respond in earnest. I actually want to become an artist. I know it sounds dumb, but... Amazing! You're really amazing. You'll be a fantastic artist, I can tell. Have you ever tried painting? Oh, I haven't. I can hide these sketchbooks at home, but I think my family might notice if I bought an easel. Why would that matter? They don't really like me doing art. Well, I think you would be really good at painting. Your drawings are so beautiful. I'm really bad at painting though, and drawing, and pretty much anything else art related. Maybe we could try together? Ooh. Okay, he's getting braver. Noah blurted out the first thing that came to his head before instantly regretting it. However, he responded in earnest. That sounds really fun. I'll take you up on that offer. Noah found himself struggling to reply to that sincerity, and used to anyone being interested. The door opened again and Kane stepped in. His eyes wandered from August's warm smile to the tinge of red on Noah's cheeks before he frowned. Pushing that to the side, he smiled again and sat the drinks down on Noah's desk. Got them. Enjoy. Thank you. I'll pay for them next time, I promise. It's no problem, don't worry. We can just force Noah to pay anyway. Hey! So, you just moved here, right? whereabouts is your house? You can't just dox him like that, Kane! Not far from here. I think it's Fielding Avenue? I'm still wrapping my head around the street names. Both Noah and Kane look towards each other, blinking in surprise. Number 42? Oh, do they all live on the same street? How'd you know? That's the place next door to me. The people living there did move out a few weeks ago. I had no clue. I guess we're neighbors both at school and home then. Maybe we could walk home together? I mean, if you're not busy. Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, it's probably the safer option too. I might get lost otherwise. My dad always told me that if you dropped someone in the middle of the woods with a broken compass and half a mop, they might still have a better time finding their way out of there than I would. Same. I get lost easily. The bell rang again, signaling the end of lunch. August shuffled back to his desk where... I can't talk, oh my gosh. Desk where Kane gathered his things. Oh. Next to him, August dug through his pile of books before frowning. I think I left my math textbook at home. Mr. Floyd laughed, waving his hand in a carefree manner. You can share with Noah for today. Try to remember for next time. Oh wait, ad time. Maybe I'll do a BRB so I can get properly hydrated and everything. Where's my OBS? Let me look. BRB right back. Okay, we are BRB right backing already. Yes, sir. August carefully dragged his table and chair closer to Noah's until the two of them were sitting shoulder to shoulder. Alright, everyone, open your textbooks to page... Oh god, why did I leave it here last time? Go on, say it, Mr. Floyd. Open your textbooks to page 69 and we'll resume our previous lesson on trigonometry. Some kids in the class snickered and giggled. Usually Noah would at least glance towards Kane with a smirk, but this time he was completely frozen in place. August leaned his head close to Noah's, his blonde hair hanging down in front of his glasses. He carefully pushed the loose strands behind his ear as he read the textbook carefully. Mr. Floyd's voice faded into the distance as Noah's concentration on triangles wavered. He only snapped back to reality when August mumbled something under his breath. Math might be the death of me. You don't know how to do this? Don't laugh, but I usually only just manage to pass my math test. I promise I'm better at my other subjects. Do you want to work on these together then? Noah tapped the problems in the textbook with the end of his pencil. Really? Hey, yo, Wack! Hope you're wiggly! Thanks for the head pat! But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Noah, somehow the name sounded just right rolling off his tongue. Noah swallowed hard, then finally pulled his eyes away from the blonde boy. I need to concentrate. So if we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse... Okay, first time I heard the word hypotenuse, I don't know, for some reason I was thinking hippopotamus. Because it sounds a little bit similar. August stared down at his workbook, where he copied down the problems and began working on them. Then... Noah reached over, wanting to write something beside August's neat handwriting. Noah barely stopped himself from pulling back as their hands brushed against each other. Oh my gosh, all these tropes are happening right now. Like with the passing of the notes and then like sharing the textbook and then like now they're working on problems together and stuff. Oh, that makes more sense than the way that I was taught. Thank you, Noah. I think I get it now. No problem. Well, August doesn't seem very ruffled by all this. Like, I guess he has more confidence than Noah. Probably less shy, I guess? Noah pulled his hand back, awkwardly fidgeting with his pencil. The rest of the day was much like the beginning, a complete and utter blur. For some reason, Noah couldn't get that smile out of his head. Yet at the same time, the thought of it made him nervous. What's wrong with me now? As the clock ticked down second by second until the bell would ring to signal they could go home, the butterflies in Noah's stomach took flight. That's why you don't swallow caterpillars, you know? Then you won't have butterflies in your stomach. He tapped his pencil against his desk nervously with a frown. This is stupid. It's not like me to be nervous about anything. He's just another guy anyway. It's not like I'm walking home with a girl. What do you mean? You can like all genders, what, you know? Just like whoever you want. Beside him, August didn't take any note of Noah's actions. Like him, August had actually been working through the tasks. Is there something you want to say, or are you just tapping your pencil repeatedly for fun, Noah? Oh boy, the teacher's interfering now. That's gonna bring a lot of embarrassment to him, like being pointed out. Mr. Floyd's voice was lighthearted and Noah knew instantly he was just joking around, yet his face still went a deep shade of red. No, nothing, Mr. Floyd. When the bell finally sounded for class to end, August was instantly surrounded by people. He struggled between them to move to his desk back from where it came from. Kane found his way back over to Noah's desk with a laugh, glancing at the huge crowd. He kinda looked like he would be shy and quiet, but he seems fine even when he's surrounded by people, huh? In the center of that gathering, August smiled and chatted away as if it were only natural. Yeah. So why don't we walk around the city? I can show you around. Oh, actually I need to go home and unpack. Next time. Then how about we walk home together? But you guys don't know where he lives. Thank you, but I'm actually walking home with Noah. It turns out we're neighbors. Aw, I'm so jealous. You don't want to spend too much time around him anyway. You're far too nice for him. He's kinda a jerk. No, don't judge him. Like, he's probably just really introverted and shy and, like, not good at interacting with people. I mean, it's kind of easy for people to misunderstand, like, if you have that kind of personality, I guess. Oh, is he gonna stand up for him? Noah froze at the comment. It's true he wasn't particularly close to his other classmates, but he had no reason to become friends with them all. He had Kane. Thanks for the compliment, but I think he's probably nicer than I am. Also, I don't think it's nice to talk about people behind their backs. Oh, August is a good guy. Anyway, I need to go. Thank you for showing me around earlier. August waved them off before joining Kane by Noah's desk. Shall we leave then? Do you live nearby as well? Just across the road, actually. Amazing, this is like fate, meeting you two. Yeah, right, fate. Noah stood from his seat and gathered his things, dropping his art book into his backpack. With everything tucked neatly away, they left the school. The air outside was still warm, and the sun beat down on their faces. The smell of late spring gently soared with the wind. Each step felt like it took great effort. As Noah gripped onto his chest, he wondered if he was starting to get sick. Nope, it's just the butterflies in your stomach, Noah. Again, that's why you don't swallow caterpillars. Need something to break the ice. Kane doesn't look like he's going to say anything. Think, brain, think. So, what kind of things are you into? Well, he said long walks on the beach, right? And sunsets? Did he mention anything else? I don't think he mentioned anything. Noah stood between Kane and August, while all of his attention was directed at the newcomer. I don't think I'm really into anything very interesting. Your hobby is way cooler. Oh, Noah's so shy. I wonder, like, what happened in between, like, his past and, like, what he became recently. Because it seems like something really did a number on him. And then, like, judging by the funeral at the beginning of the game, like, it's probably something really significant. We moved around so much, I never got into any clubs or anything, but I do like reading and taking photos. That's cool. I like reading too. Since when? He's just trying to make it up to have something in common with him. Since always, Kane. I can't remember the last time I saw you pick up a book. Buddy, don't out your friend. I do have a life outside when you see me, you know. What? Really? He feigned shock, but Noah just rolled his eyes and looked back towards August, who was laughing at their antics. You two are really good friends, huh? I'm probably the only person who could put up with him. I'd say it's the other way around. Maybe we should have walked home without you. We'd all be walking the same way anyway. That would be a little awkward. Whatever. I do like reading, so that's cool. And you like taking photos too? Yeah, my dad's been teaching me a little. Cool. I didn't realize you were so into photography words. Oh my gosh. Photography too, Noah. Well, you just shut up already. To be honest, I'm nowhere as good as my dad is. Anyway, it's a little embarrassing only talking about me. What about you, Kane? Me? His only interests are good food and his own looks. Hey, there's nothing wrong with liking good food, you know? That's something a lot of people can have in common across many cultures, okay? Hey! Tell me I'm wrong. I like cooking, and just because I use a moisturizer doesn't make me obsessed with myself. Yeah, you gotta moisturize. Oh my gosh, Kane is blushing. It's adorable. Look at him. I want to pinch his cheeks. Who uses moisturizer? Don't worry, I do too. Is he gonna suddenly say that he uses moisturizer too now? Well, I guess it's not that bad. Maybe I should try it. Kane, giving him the side eye. You already have such clear skin. You're really lucky. Well, they're protagonists in a game. Of course they would have, like, nice skin and, like, nice looks and stuff. It's that protag, buff. No, I think yours is a lot nicer. Oh, we can show August the shortcut. Kane smiled, interrupting the conversation. Oh yeah, good idea. The shortcut? It's easier to show you, but if you take a left up ahead, there's a shortcut through the mountain that leads behind Noah's house, and yours now. Wait, they have to go through the mountain? That sounds like such a pain. Unless, maybe it's in a rural area where, nah. How would it work? Yeah, maybe they live in like a more rural area, so like, they have to walk a longer distance. Really? That's amazing. It's not that much shorter, but it's kind of pretty, I guess. Since when did you find nature pretty? Since none of your business. With a laugh, they made a turn into the greenery and left behind the sounds of civilization. As the sound of traffic dimmed, so too did the sound of the wilderness begin to settle around the trio. August looked around in wonder with wide eyes. It's beautiful. This really is a beautiful town. I'm sure you lived in much cooler places than out here. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever changes. Well, I lived in a lot of places, but nothing like this. I'm so jealous you get to see this every single day. Well, we can just walk this way again together, if you want. Not much choice if we're all walking the same way. Kane cut into the conversation, taking a few steps to walk ahead of the other two. The ground was uneven, stones that once made up the path, a path broken and reclaimed by nature. Noah and Kane had traversed the terrain all their lives. August, on the other hand, watched the ground carefully, cautious for anything he could trip on. The ground's a little uneven, so be careful. Is he gonna trip and then, like, Noah's gonna have to catch him? Is that another trope that's gonna happen? If you need a hand. Of course that would happen. I predicted it. Before Noah could even finish his sentence, August stumbled over a tree root that had forced itself out of the ground. He fell forward, straight towards the edge. With lightning speed, Noah grabbed August's hand and quickly pulled him back onto the path. Are you okay? Wow, that was close. I'm fine, I'm totally fine. I should have watched where I was going. Thank you, Noah. What would I have done without you? It's no big deal. Just be more careful. Well, I would try at least. Noah looked down to where his hand was wrapped around August. It felt warm. Warm and comforting. He blinked a few times, staring at the place they had connected. Oh my gosh, they're holding hands! How scandalous. Oh, sorry, I got a little distracted. Noah quickly ripped his hand away and rubbed at the back of his neck. Kane turned away from the scene and continued onwards. August, ever with a smile on his face, raced to catch up. Quick, Noah, before you get left behind! We're nearly there. See that river over there? Whoa, a river as well? Once you reach the river, you know you're nearly home. See over there through the trees? This really was a shortcut. In the summer, you can swim there too. If I'm here in the summer, then we should go together. Finally, they found themselves in front of their houses. Kane waved the other two off and left quietly, which Noah found unlike him. That's cause he's reading the signals. He's trying to get his best friend with, you know, the new guy. Noah wanted to say something, but he couldn't think of what. Well, see you tomorrow. Do you want to walk to school together tomorrow? Oh yeah, that would be, cool. August smiled at him again, soft and sweet. I'm glad. See you tomorrow, Noah. Noah found himself locked in place as he watched August walk back towards his house. It was only a few minutes later he managed to snap out of it and enter his home. Well, judging by what happened in the beginning of the game, I'm guessing home isn't a very happy place for him. I don't know. Or maybe, like, his parents feel the need to, like, keep up a certain image, I guess? Yeah, it was alright. Let me take a quick look at your notes, just to make sure you're doing your work. Oh no. Ugh. What's that called again? Micromanaging? I did it. You don't need to check them. I left them at school anyway. Then bring them home tomorrow, do you understand? Why? Do what your mother tells you to do. His father grunted from the sofa, still dressed in a suit from a hard day's work. Noah knew he couldn't argue with either of them. Fine, whatever. Did you notice someone new moved in next door? They both froze up, as if an uncomfortable subject was mentioned. Wait, why would that be an uncomfortable subject unless, like, I don't know, there was something that happened in, like, the house that August moved into? Or, like, do they know each other from before? Yes, unfortunately. There's a new guy in my class, actually. We walked home together. Noah, you shouldn't be spending time with someone like that. What? Why? Oh no. Are they also controlling about, like, the people he interacts with? 'Cause, yeah, I mean, I kind of had, like, similar things happen during my childhood, but it's 'cause, like, my mom wanted the best for me, but, like, you know, she didn't go about things, like, the best way sometimes. 'Cause, like, I guess she wanted, like, me to be surrounded by people who would be, like, a good influence and all that. So she wasn't too keen on me, like, visiting school friends, like, unless she knew their parents and everything. Which made socializing pretty difficult. Just listen to your mother. But why? He seems nice. My dear, you only have to look at them to realize, well, they don't exactly fit in around here, do they? Huh? How to say it? There's no woman in their house. I worry that they're a little too feminine leaning themselves if the father is anything to go by. It's not a good idea for you to be associated with someone like that. I don't know what you're trying to say. Okay, his parents are kind of controlling, and I'm guessing they are also on the conservative side? They're probably not too open to, like, the idea of their son, like, hanging around a boy and having a crush on him. The boy's father turned up on our doorstep yesterday. Don't know how someone like him managed to afford a place here, but they obviously don't belong. Photography? He should be getting a real job. That's right, they don't look like they have the money to be here, so we sent him off. I don't want to be embarrassed in front of the neighbors. Yeah, they really care about their image, huh? That's really rude of them. He came to say hi and you threw him out? You don't need to put it like that, dear. If the son's anything like the father, then you need to steer clear of them. Something's not quite right. Wouldn't be surprised if either one of them batted for the wrong team, you understand? Ugh, that's such an outdated way to think. But unfortunately, that's, like, the reality that a lot of people have to live with. They have family that might not be supportive. Noah frowned at their words. But... oh no. No buts. Ugh. Upset, Noah stormed out of the room. God, they make me so angry! Noah dropped his backpack to the floor and pulled out his sketchpad. Filled with anger, he lazily scrawled lines over a blank page. Why do they have to care so much about how they're seen? Maybe I should go apologize to them. Ugh. For some reason, one comment stuck in his head. They think August would like guys? I mean, he doesn't really seem like he would. They didn't even meet him. But it wouldn't matter if he did. I wonder if he does. His mind kept turning in circles, spinning and spinning, while his pencil dragged harshly along the paper, until finally the lead snapped. Oh, Chapter 1! The Kingdom Thinly Veiled with Gold? Oh, we're going back to the present day Noah. Well, actually, is the very beginning present day? I don't know. I think this game is probably going to take place, like, at various moments and times, and, like, probably within dreams and reality, and, like, it'll probably be kind of, I don't know. I'm guessing it'll be kind of ambiguous. Alone. It was an inescapable fact. He was unlovable, detestable, undesirable. Nothing he did could help him escape that. No matter where he went, those eyes filled with hate would follow him. Their gazes would burn him alive where he stood. Okay, I wonder, is Noah, like, actually being discriminated against, or is that his, like, depression talking for him? Because, like, sometimes, you know, brain worms can make things seem a lot worse than they actually are. And you kind of have to, like, figure things out logically, I guess? Because it's, I don't know. Yeah, brain worms suck. Their words would pierce him like blades, stabbing down to his very core. His essence would darken and crumble away into nothingness. You deserved it, they would say. If you'd listened to us, this wouldn't have happened, they would scream. Why couldn't you be normal? A cry would sound. Even here, far beyond where these words could find him, he would still feel them. In his chest, in his mind, in his heart. You will always be alone. Always. No one else could love you. No one else would put up with you. What? Oh, Kane still checks in on him. I don't know, like, if he's in contact with any other friends. It probably doesn't seem like he kept in contact with August. Not really sure what happened in between, like, the past and, like, now. Well, then again, August has to move around a lot. So just curl up into a ball and die already. Die. Just die. Noah slowly opened his eyes. He still sat in front of his easel. On it, a new canvas, still blank. His eyes darted back towards the painting that had appeared the night before. A nightmare. Disgusting. Warped. A reflection of a father who would never love his son. Who could never love his son. It was beautiful. No, I wouldn't call that beautiful. It was everything he'd ever wished for. Wait, what? I'm kind of confused here. Why would he wish for that? Did he not get closure from his father? Would it have been better, like, if his father outright said he hated him or something? Is that what he's trying to... I don't know. He stood from his place, stretching out his sore shoulders. His bones creaked and ached from years of being bent over his work. See, this is why you gotta unshrimp yourself. That's why all these streamers have the unshrimp redeem. Absent-mindedly, he picked up the remote and turned on the TV. Background noise. White noise to fill the void where he had been left empty. But for some reason, he found his eyes trained on the screen. Now we have permission to share imagery of the strange markings that have been appearing on the bodies of the deceased. On the screen, a man laid with his eyes closed, never to reopen. Wait, they didn't censor that? That's kind of concerning. Vines wrapped around his arms, trailing up to his throat, and finally growing onto his face. They centered on a flower in the middle of the man's forehead. Beauty and death. This man was found in his home late last night. Previously, his wife was found in the same condition. Well, I guess instead of a green thumb, he has a green forehead. You know, I mean, it's not quite ideal to have flowers growing out of your forehead, but he tried, right? Police are still investigating whether foul play was involved. The camera zoomed out to show the rest of the man's face. Noah froze. Well, I guess it's a fictional story, so like they're not gonna have realistic details. Because I cannot imagine news channels like actually showing that. Like, if anything, maybe they would like draw a recreation of that. His eyes traveled to his painting, then back to the screen. It was his father. There was no doubt about it. Wait, his father? Without a second thought, Noah jumped to his feet and approached the TV. He held onto it tight, searching for some kind of answer. Was he sad his father was gone? No. Hey Perry, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. We went through a bit of a roller coaster. Like an hour and a half. We went through a bit of a roller coaster. So like this game started out like bam with a funeral right off the bat. And it's kind of ambiguous because it seems like it's jumping around like to different places in time, and I'm guessing that the main character Noah, he has black hair and red eyes, but like he is an artist who's currently probably suffering very badly from depression. And a while ago he was thinking about like his memories from school. Yeah, so like he met a new student, had a crush on him because, you know, August was a nice sort of person and everything. And then when he went home, he kind of like had a, I don't know, kind of a falling out with his parents because his parents are very strict and like they didn't want him hanging around August's family because I guess they probably are not LGBT friendly. So now we're back to the present. And it's kind of concerning because like Noah, like, I guess he did vent art and he ended up drawing like something from his nightmare, and then he's like saying like there's beauty in death and stuff, so he's definitely not in a good mental state. So far, the police have not shared any leads. We'll keep you updated as the case unfolds. Is it possible? Did he die because of what happened yesterday? But that wasn't really him, just a shadow in a dream. These words swirled around in his head, threatening to consume him. Questions surfaced, one after another, but he couldn't think of a single answer. He felt as if he was going crazy. Well, Noah is going crazy, I think. I need to talk to someone. Anyone. Well, now would be a great time for Kane, his best friend, to pop in and kind of snap him out of it, you know? But I'm glad, like, at least someone's looking out for him, because it seems like he's isolated himself from, like, pretty much everyone, except for his best friend. But who would understand? Who would care? He had nobody, after all. Kane. Noah grimaced at the thought. All he did to push him away, all he did to make him leave, and now he needed him. What did I do with my phone? Whoa, he kind of threw his phone away, you know? He searched high and low before remembering he put it in the bin. With a sigh, he reached in and managed to find it. He switched it on. 11 missed calls from his father. Wait, that's so confusing, because he saw his father on the news who was dead, and like, there's a plant growing out of his forehead. So, Noah probably is an unreliable narrator, I guess? Maybe he's like, I don't know, imagining things and like just not super in touch with reality? Unless, I don't know, maybe something happened to his father in between the calls and the news story. He deleted the records and instead tried to call Kane. Your service has been disconnected. Please visit us at... Fuck! Noah hung up quickly before slamming his phone down. Bills. It was always bills. The money he'd saved was reaching its end. Fuck, Kane, why aren't you here when I need you? He's probably at work. Of course he is. Noah's eyes glanced towards his front door. For a moment, he wondered. Wondered what life would be like if he had a job, a family that cared, colleagues, friends, a life, perhaps a lover, a pet. Before he realized it, his hand was on the doorknob. His palms were sweaty, and his breath shaky. Like, oh gosh, he needs a wellness check, like, right now, because he's not doing well. I'm not scared. It's not scary. I just hate it. At first, he wasn't scared. He withdrew because he hated it. Hated other people. Hated their fake happiness. Hated that they had futures that were taken from him. Wait, futures that were taken from him? Does he blame it on other people or something? Is he, like, lashing out at people? He knew they were all liars, cheats, backstabbers. But now it had been too long. How many years since he last walked in the sunlight? Oh wait, I should quick save, just in case, like, the game crashes or something. Too many. Still, he turned that doorknob and stepped out into the bright light. Well, you gotta touch grass sometimes, you know. And, like, supposedly sunlight and, like, vitamin D is, like, also good for depression and stuff, I guess. Oh my gosh, it's so much brighter than his, like, gloomy room. A mirage of happiness spread before Noah. Sunlight fell upon his face. In the distance, a dark storm cloud rolled out. He raised a hand to cover his eyes, unused to the light. He thought it would feel good, the sun on his face after so long. But it didn't. It felt wasted on him. His eyes glued to the ground, Noah walked down the sidewalk, careful not to meet anyone's gaze. Alright. Noah has severe self-confidence issues because he's trash-talking himself and, like, saying he's not worthy of things. It's kind of sad, like, when people get into, like, a mindset like that, and, like, I mean, I've been there several times, like, it's something you have to, like, keep fighting. He wandered and wandered, every step further from his home, his comfort, making his heart beat even faster. I think I know where Kane works. I should know the way. Wait, how does he not know where his best friend works? Well, maybe he's just been locked up inside his home for, like, the whole time because, like, he's, like, really suffering from the effects of depression. His uneasy steps continued. A group of teenagers came barreling down the path. He held his breath as they went past, waiting for them to say something to him. Only when they had long passed could he breathe again. He walked, then walked some more, then just for good measure, walked further. At this point, he was sure he'd been walking in circles. Every street, every shop, every house looked like the last. He thought he knew where Kane worked, but he didn't. As it turned out, he knew very little about Kane anymore. Overwhelmed with the sights and sounds, he crouched down to the ground, covering his face with his arms. Oh, it's raining. At that exact moment, the heavens opened. Noah was torn between staying where he was and running to find cover, but in the end, his legs wouldn't move. Couldn't. They made the decision for him. I'm so stupid, fuck. Why did I leave? If I just waited, he would have come around eventually. It's all just a stupid coincidence. My parents' death? The markings on my dad's forehead? It means nothing. Kane would just laugh at me if he could see me now. A group of businessmen walked by him, chatting and laughing. Noah couldn't help but look away, embarrassed by himself. Look at him, do you think he's homeless? That or a druggie, better stay away. They laughed at him. He thought he was used to these words, but they still hurt. Noah looked up just in time to lock eyes with the one person he was hoping to see. You guys go on ahead. Kane's gonna go buy some drugs. Good luck, man. Huh? Oh, because, like, they thought that Noah was, like, homeless and, like, using drugs and... I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing to say. Kane ignored the others and jogged over to where Noah was still crouched on the pavement. He quickly tipped his umbrella to cover Noah. Oh, he's getting soaked in the rain in the process, but, like, he still wants to take care of his best friend. Noah, what are you doing out here? What's wrong? Kane, I was looking for you. You should have just called. It's lucky that I happened to be walking past. My phone's dead. Didn't pay the bill. Right, sorry, I should have guessed. My parents are dead. Well, that's a thing to drop on your best buddy. Like, just casually, like, yep, my parents are dead. Just like what Batman did. But, like, I wonder if, like, the murders are a common occurrence in the city, because, like, a lot of them had, like, some weird flower patterns on them. Possibly due to, like, a serial killer or something. I have no idea. What? Kane's face said all the words he couldn't think to say. Noah, I'm so sorry. I know you didn't have the best relationship, but... how do you feel? About them being dead? Nothing. Even if you hate them, I'm sure you're not feeling nothing right now. I can't even say I hate them. It's been too long. It just... burnt out. I don't have the energy to hate them anymore. Noah. With a frown, Kane helped Noah to his feet, brushing off his clothes. Let me walk you home. We can talk on the way, okay? Noah nodded, unsure of where to start. It's not just about them being dead, it's how they died. This might sound crazy, but... the world collapsed around them. Oh wait, are they in a dream right now? And as they disappeared, someone else stepped into the place they'd just been. Falling. That familiar feeling that could be felt in the pit of Noah's stomach. That feeling he hated. Just when he thought he'd be stuck in that limbo forever, he suddenly stopped. Fields rolled on for miles and miles, a landscape that, while entirely natural, looked anything but. Noah stood up from the grass. Beside him, Kane did the same. What the? Where are we? Kane's eyes were wide as he searched around the landscape for anything he could recognize. Of course, he couldn't find anything because this wasn't a place he'd ever been before. It was far removed from the reality Kane knew. This is... Before Noah could explain, his arms were suddenly ripped from his side and shoved roughly behind his back. 2 clicks sounded, and they were locked behind him. Trespassers this far into the kingdom? We best throw them straight in jail. If the king finds out, he'll be furious. Jail? King? I think you misunderstand. We're just... silence. The guard pushed him forward, causing Kane to stumble. Noah noticed his arms were also handcuffed behind his back. We're not from here. This is a mistake. Yeah, how did they, end up in this world? Like, what is going on? I am very confused. Shut up, vermin. Noah, start explaining. We're inside someone's dream. Have you eaten something funny? Look, I know I sound insane, but just look around you. Do you really think I'm lying? Do you think I have the energy to lie to you right now? You brought us here? No, I didn't, and that's what I'm so confused about. I don't want to be here. I wouldn't choose to come here, but lately I've been dragged into dreams repeatedly, without choice. It never used to happen like this. Kane's face had long since drained of color. The guards continued to march forward, pushing them towards the castle. They ignored the words of the men dressed in strange clothes, deciding they were obviously crazy. Then, by it never used to happen like this, you mean? Ever since we were in high school, I've been able to do it, to enter dreams. How? Why? I don't know. I have no clue. Why didn't you tell me? Like, he drops this line and, like, Kane is taking this really well. Like, if someone told me that they had the power to enter dreams, I would be looking at them like they're crazy. But maybe their world is different and they have, like, powers and stuff. Or magic. Not sure. Why do I have to tell you everything? Kane looked away, hurt by his words. How do we leave? You can leave once the dreamer is happy for you to leave. Then what do we do? What happens if they're not happy? Then they wake up and we... I don't know. Die, I guess. Oh gosh, like that better be the norm for me to not be concerned. Which wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. Noah, I'm not going to die in a place like this. Then we better work out whose dream this is. Wait, how are they gonna... Is this like a stranger's dream? That's gonna be difficult to figure out who it is. Unless, like, it's only limited to people they know? Because, like, what if it's, like, the dream of, like, someone across the world and you don't know how to make them happy and then you're stuck in their dream? But you know what? Video game logic. Well, maybe I could if my hands weren't handcuffed. Hey, let us go! They marched Kane and Noah into the castle as the two struggled against their captors. The corridors twisted and turned, filled with darkness and stale air. Their footsteps echoed through the empty space as they walked between sets of bars. Noah glanced from cell to cell. In some, the people moved, skulking about in the shadows, tracking their movements. In others, Noah would have been surprised if the inmates weren't already long dead. Skin hung from their bodies, much too scrawny to support their lives any longer. They laid in their cells, unmoving. Noah, this doesn't feel like a dream. This feels real. Because we're actually here. Our bodies aren't in the real world anymore. How does that work? It kind of reminds me of, like, those stories where, like, people have, like, a really immersive virtual reality game and then they get stuck in that game, and if they die in the game, then their real body dies. Is that, like, something similar to what's happening here? Except, like, their actual bodies are... How does that even work? Like, what if it happens to, like, someone in prison and then, like, the guard notices they're, like, gone and, like, that person's, like, transferred to, like, a dream or something? Do they get dropped off back in the same place when they wake up? How does this work? I have so many questions. I overanalyze everything. The guards finally stopped their march, pulling on Kane and Noah's handcuffs. The metal bit into their wrists, leaving deep red marks that ached. Go ahead and rot in there. The handcuffs fell from their wrists with a click, and their backs were shoved hard with a blunt object, the hilt of a sword, Noah guessed. They stumbled forward, landing in a cell. The bars were swiftly slammed behind them, and the door locked with a key. Hey, don't we get a trial or something? Don't ignore me. Hey, come back here! Crap. Behind them, they hung the keys from a hook, just out of reach of the cell. As if to tease them with freedom. Shit, Noah! This isn't good. You don't say. Noah cast his eyes around the cell until they came into contact with something. No, not something. Someone. A man sat leaning against a stone wall, chains keeping him from moving. Every cell in Noah's body froze. Wait, would that be like the person in the dream? Who's dreaming this, I mean? I ran into, the white-haired guy earlier, right? I wonder if it's him. Not him. Why does it have to be him? Kane's eyes followed Noah's before they settled on the man. Is that Mr. Floyd? Sure looks like it. So it's his dream? Probably. me to... I'll handle it. Wait, before either of us do any handling, can we talk for a minute? Sure, because we have the time to spare. Just a minute, please. Noah crossed his arms, waiting for the questions to start. Wait, how come he hasn't told Kane about this before? And like, why was Kane dragged in this time? Why were we pulled in here out of nowhere? I have no clue. Like I said, it's never happened like this before. Every other time, it was by choice. Which makes yesterday even stranger. What about yesterday? Noah weighed up in his mind, wondering whether he should tell Kane or not. Eventually, he decided to tell him the truth. I stopped coming into dreams years ago. And yesterday, just like this, I was pulled into one. It was my father's dream, I think. And I saw him get shot. Then this morning, he turned up dead. What? His eyes went wide. Are they connected? I don't know. Maybe. Those markings that have been appearing, people dying in dreams. That's what I came to talk to you about. Anyway, let's just work on getting out of here, okay? Kane nodded in response. Noah slowly approached the man, one step at a time. Eventually, he looked up from the ground and stared hard at Noah. Alright, I need a quick save, just in case. Did I quick save? Yes, quick save complete. Just in case I fail, like, whatever puzzle there is. Noah? Noah flinched. Of all the people, he'd wished to see this man the least. Mr. Floyd, we need to get you out of here. Out? No. Can't leave. Won't leave. Too scared. There's nothing to be scared about. This is a dream. You have the ability to alter it as you will. Come on, let's go. No, I can't. Fine. What are you scared of? A shadowy figure. He has a gun. Alarm bells rang in Noah's mind. He looked back towards Kane, who was already frowning. No one's going to hurt you. He shook as if he was going to burst into tears at any moment. Noah sighed. Looks like I have to do this the hard way. Then let me help you. You'll help me? After everything? Okay. That's concerning. That kind of implies that something really bad happened between the teacher and Noah. Yes, just stay here while I work on how to get you unbolted, then we'll leave together. Wait, Noah, I want to apologize. Noah turned his back, uninterested in where the conversation was going. I don't have any use for your apologies. If it were up to me, I would leave you here to rot, but Kane doesn't deserve to share that fate. Get him unbolted and get the door unlocked. This should be interesting. What should we do? We get him out of here, then we'll be able to leave. You make that sound way too easy. Oh, it won't be. We're in a hurry too if he wakes up. Right, let's look around. Okay, we have escape room puzzle. Cause I guess that's a mechanic in this game. Box with buttons? What's this? What's that on the front? Noah turned the hexagon-shaped knobs, but nothing seemed to happen. It looks like it's missing a button. Probably no point in messing with this until we can fix it. That's not a bed, that's a piece of cloth. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. It's just, a platform with a board and a pillow and a thin blanket. With an unsteady heart, Noah looked towards the large bed that sat in the center of the room. Pretty much what I expected a medieval prison bed to look like. Guess I'll have to check it just in case. I'm not too excited about digging through someone's used bedding, though. Want me to do it? Noah blinked in surprise for a moment before nodding. It was Kane he was with, after all. He'd always been the kind of person who would happily take the jobs no one else wanted to do. Huh, it doesn't seem to be much here. In the pillow? He felt through the pillowcase, his eyes going wide. Nice thinking. He pulled out something small and metallic. A screwdriver. How did this get in here anyway? Probably watched too many TV shows and thinks everyone has a screwdriver hidden in their cell. Oh, that works for me. Hopefully you dreamt up somewhere we can use this thing too. Well, that's kind of dangerous, because, like, in dreams, I don't know, in my dreams at least, like, logic doesn't flow normally, and, like, things are inconsistent. I probably wouldn't dream of, like, something that would, like, work together like that. So if they ever went into my dream, they would be stuck there. Kane quickly handed the screwdriver over to Noah, his hand lingering on the other man's for just a moment before he pulled back. Okay, what about this bucket? No, not clickable. Dubious bucket. This one is. There really is no way to get around looking at it, is there? Is that for bathroom? Ugh. Holding his nose, Noah peered over the edge of the bucket. A murky liquid sat still inside. There's absolutely no way I'm putting my hand in there. Well, I dibs not. How old are you? Last time I checked, 24. Haha. Me being hilarious aside, do you really think there would be something hidden in there? I wouldn't put it past him. Wait, what does that mean? He wouldn't put it past him? Is there something like super dark about their teacher, their former teacher, that we don't know? Because like in the flashback, he seemed normal. Why don't we leave this as a last resort? Yeah, probably a good idea. Unless you'd rather stick your hand in there? No. Let's leave this for now. Okay, we checked those. Bars? Those aren't bars, I'm pointing at the tray. Weird. The hitbox is kind of funny. Outside the bars, various voices could be heard. Some were barely more than whispers, fleeting words never to be discovered. Others were screams and shouts, the sound of those never to be released begging for freedom. Even if these people aren't real, this isn't right. Unless you feel like staying here with them, we need to get out of here. That's all and well and good to say, but there's a thick set of bars stopping us from leaving. Boy, be quiet in there. The guard walked past, bashing the hilt of the sword against the metal bars. Noah and Kane jumped back in surprise. Seeing someone with a sword wasn't on my bingo card for the day. Just outside the bars, the keys hung on the hook by a rope, out of reach. The rope trailed down to the group, begging to be pulled on. Okay, so we need to get something to grab onto the rope, I guess? The keys are hanging right there. If we could just reach them from this far away? Maybe there's something in here we could use to grab it. I suppose it would be more than difficult, though. Hey, what's that? Kane pointed towards the ground outside of the bars, where a piece of paper sat. That wasn't here before. Quickly, grab it! Okay, grab the paper. Looking back and forth quickly for any more guards, Noah peered at the paper that had been dropped outside the cell. Stretching his arm between the metal bars, Noah reached out far enough to touch it with his fingertips. Kane watched over his shoulder, inspecting the newly acquired item. Huh? Schedule? Having a hard time reading, like, the text. Wait, William, Edward, Henry... Is that Ralph? Do I need to write this down? I'm gonna forget. I forget things way too easily. Okay, schedule. Let me type this. 7 to 1. Edward. 4 to 8. Henry. 2 to 6. Ralph. 1 to 7. Is that like when they switched guards? So William and Ralph, kind of different times. And then, I don't know. A schedule? Looks like it. 7 to 1, 4 to 8, 2 to 6, 1 to 7. But who knows what time it is now anyway? Maybe it means something. Let's just hope the guards won't be breathing down our necks while we're trying to escape. Beyond the barrier keeping the three inside the cell from freedom, a hollow noise sounded, metallic in nature. A shiver ran down Noah's back as it echoed through the prison, the source unknown. Yeah. For now, let's just take another look around. Okay, what's up with these ball and chains hanging there? 2 metal balls hung from the ceiling motionlessly without even a breeze to see them sway. In a far-off cell, someone dragged their life-deprived body over the hard stone ground, slowed by the ball and chains strapped to their ankles. They collapsed, the last light in their eyes finally disappearing. Maybe this is where I belong. Oof. I guess this whole table is just one object. Standing proudly next to the worn-down bed was a wooden bedside table. On the top, a small candle bolted to the surface. Noah approached it carefully before reaching down to touch the surface. Clean. What's in the drawer? Let's find out, shall we? Grabbing onto the handle, Noah pulled gently, but it refused to budge. I think it's locked. What kind of prison lets their prisoners have a locked drawer? This one, apparently. I suppose anything's fair in a dream. Let's find something to unlock it. Maybe just shove the screwdriver in there. Noah turned to the chained-up man still stuck to the wall, but he refused to look back at him. Hey, what's in there? Maybe you need to search in their pockets. Just leave him. He obviously doesn't want to talk to us. Okay. We have these things in... How do we use this? Okay, can we do that? I wonder if I could just force the drawer open. Nah, doesn't work. Okay, so this box has like, oh, there's a bunch of numbers here. How do I unselect? No, 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 didn't mean to do that. Ah. Oh no, clear selection. There we go. What's up with the numbers? Noah knelt down by the ground, by the wall, peering at something that had been scratched into the stone. Okay, so 15, 23, is that? There's something here. Let me take a look. Okay, numbers marked on the wall. Wait, 3746? Am I reading this correctly? I'm gonna be sad if I have to, like, remember all this information on my own. But sometimes, like, the games will, like, remember it for you. Let me just take another look. I think that's 28. Okay. I don't think we can use a screwdriver on that. Can we use that on the bed? Oh wait, how did it... Did I click on something wrong? Oh, return. Okay. Can we use it on the ball and chain? Or the bars? Huh? Now we need to get the rope. Shoot. Is this all we can select? We don't have, like, any other rooms. Okay, the gross bucket. Ugh, gross. Something in there? Wait. Can I do something with the schedule? Does it have anything to do with this? Okay, so the wall engravings are related to the schedule. Gosh, it has been forever Well, I've only done like an escape room once, so I'm not too sure. Wait, the schedule. The schedule 7 to 1. What if it's like 7 minus 1 and that's like a 6? And then 4 minus 8 is a -4. Or I could be wrong. We'll see. 2 minus 6, -4. 1 minus 7, -6. I don't know. 15, 28, 37, 46. What does that have to do with their schedule? Can we use the schedule on other stuff? No? What about this? Or the box? Oh no. He can't tell the difference between what's real or fake. That's not concerning at all. Not for a long time. So he usually sees like strangers or like people he makes up in his head. But they saw their teacher in the dream. Huh. Bucket? Huh? Are you gonna throw in the bucket? Wait. Well, I mean, it's good that he left the house, but to go to a crazy sort of dream like this, you know? Not the best place to go. Wait, forget about him? What is going on? I don't think there's anything else I can click on. Is there anything like in the shadows? I don't see anything. What does the schedule have to do with things? We only have 2 items. I already used it on this, right? Yeah. That's not helpful. What do we do? Can I do anything with this? Can we scratch something on the wall? Would that happen? Let me see. There has to be something I didn't click on. Is there... Oh! Wait. That doesn't look... Huh? Loose brick? That just looks like... Oh, wait! Oh, I see it! I see it! There's like this outline. Okay. I did not see that initially. The room was cold, chilling the inhabitants down to their bones. The cool stone of the walls reminded them that they weren't welcome. Oh my gosh, I can't speak anymore! Noah reached up and ran his fingers over them. Freezing to the touch, the moisture clung to his skin. It feels just as lifelike as I remember. You said you used to do this a lot, didn't you? Are they always like this? Like what? So hostile? Well, at least they didn't, like, get into an actual fight. Hey Grapes, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Gosh, this game is kind of confusing because, like, we started out with a funeral and, like, I don't know. We're kind of skipping back and forth between, like, different memories, I guess? Because Noah, the protagonist who has dark hair and red eyes, like, he's an artist who's really depressed and, like, for some reason now he's finding himself, like, in the middle of a dream. And we have in a race of escape room puzzle sort of thing to solve. And I guess we have to do. You saw VL and couldn't resist stopping by? Hell yeah. But yeah, like, I'm trying to do, like, this escape room puzzle. But yeah, hope you're doing well. I thought I saw people around me at their worst. I thought I knew to an extent how unwanted I was. As it turned out, that was only a fraction of how they really felt. The truths people kept to themselves, the secrets they hold, the way people truly think about you. You'll find them all here. Huh? This stone is loose. Can you pull it out? No, it's still too heavy. There must be something around here we could use to break it. Okay, maybe we could use a screwdriver on this. Wait, what's going on? Oh, he's just trying to reassure him. Okay. Why don't we try the screwdriver on this brick? Gripping the screwdriver in his hand, Noah turned towards the loose stone brick. You're really gonna go at it with a little screwdriver? You have any other better ideas? Well, no, but... Is it originally an English novel, or is it translated? That's a good question. Let me look it up. Because, like, all the names are English names, because we have Noah, we have Cain, August, Crow, I think. And then there's this guy who has white hair and, like, heterochromia. Dreambound. Game. So, it's by the same studio that made, A Date with Death? As far as I know, I don't think it's been translated from something else. Not 100% sure. Okay, so the stone wasn't enough to do anything. Can we do anything with a schedule on the brick? No. Huh? Oh, that didn't do anything at all. Do I need to circle back to, like, different things? Okay, so the numbers on the schedule are related to the numbers on the wall. You found on occasion mistranslations can cause confusion. Yeah, sometimes. Because, like, I saw someone play this visual novel and they straight up had kanji in it. It's like, you know, if you don't know Japanese, like, you can't figure out that puzzle. That's weird. Okay, so we need to do something to get that loose brick out. Can we use a screwdriver with anything? Anything else? Can we smack the loose brick with the balls? What about here? No, it's still the same dialogue as before. Okay. We tried both the screwdriver and the paper on this brick. What about... Can we do something with this again? Nothing? No, that's still the same dialogue. Let's use a schedule again. Shoot. Have I used it on this before? Nope. That's not it. Screwdriver on the bed? Is there any new dialogue? Are you sure we can't use it on the loose brick? push the buttons? Like, I don't know. Is there anything else? Because this just brings up inventory, and that's a loose brick. Can we observe this again? That's just before. An empty hollow world. Schedule on the bars? This is confusing. What if I use a screwdriver on the bucket again? No, it's just repeating the dialogue. So there is something in the liquid. Nah, it's just repeating dialogue. I must be doing something wrong. Let me see. So for some reason it's not letting me see the schedule again, but I did write the numbers down. I'm very confused. There has to be something I didn't click on, right? There's that bucket. Bed. That box with buttons we already interacted with. Doesn't hurt to try again, I guess? What does the schedule say with the box? Yeah. Huh. What else do we do? Huh? The ball and chains hanging from the ceiling, they line up perfectly with that loose brick, so maybe they have to, like, smash it? Okay. Oh, there's a grid. Okay. What do we do with the grid? Wait, should I observe without the schedule? Okay, let's observe. Behind the crumbled remains of the loose brick was a thick metal grate, held on tight by 4 screws. Okay, we can use a screwdriver on this. Alright, screwdriver. With precision, Noah raised the screwdriver to the 4 screws in the corners of the grates, quickly removing it from the wall. But what's behind the grate? Yeah, what's behind there? I guess we have to take another look at this strange box. Noah and Kane approached the hole in the wall to find a small square box. Tentatively, Noah reached out and picked it up. He turned it around in his grasp. There didn't seem to be anything noteworthy on its surface except for 4 unmarked buttons on the front. Wait, does it have to do with, like, the numbers on the wall? What is this supposed to be? Good question. He pressed a few of the buttons, but nothing eventful happened. You think we have to press them in the right order? Probably. Nothing's easy. How are you meant to guess? It could be anything. There should be a clue somewhere in the room. That's how dreams usually work. Hopefully. Or we could try to smash it. Yeah, why not just try to... Well, it's a dream world. Maybe it won't be smashable. And if it has something breakable in it? Right. Well, I'm sure we have half a brain between us. We can work it out. Yeah, just rub your brain cells together. Maybe you can, like, do something with that. Okay. So, that has to do with this probably, right? Can I do anything with this? Screwdriver in this? No. Oh wait, that's new dialogue. So the teacher was engraving numbers into the wall with this screwdriver. Huh? The teacher was fired because of Noah? Okay. That's not good. Something really bad happened between them. Okay. What happens if we use a schedule on this again? Yeah, they're related. Schedule with a strange box. Noah stared hard at the numbers that graced the guard's schedule, his eyes almost boring holes into the sheet of old parchment. This must be connected. Okay. So, what can we do? Oh, okay, that's new. Huh? I don't know. They all look the same to me. Weird. So I went doot 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 doot. What do I even do with this? I don't know. Because, like, they're completely blank. The code to unlock the box is 8 digits long. Okay. But how do we know what digits are there? Is it, like, corresponding to the numbers on the wall? Oh wait, what if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8? In that order, maybe? Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I? Yes! Yes, did I do it? I'm fine, it just shocked me a little. Let me— oh no? That's wrong? Is that wrong? Huh? I'm confused. Well, at least it did trigger a dialogue of some sort. How do you combine the numbers on the schedule to find the unlock code? Hint. Click the hint button again for another hint. Okay, so we have William 7 to 1. Or should I add the numbers? What should I do? Because I wrote down what's on the schedule. I am not good at this. Okay. William 7 to 1. Edward 4 to 8. Henry 2 to 6. Ralph 1 to 7? It is confusing. Because, like, I don't know. I went by that 15, 28, 37, 46 by, like, assuming each number was its own thing, and we had to, like, go in order of, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm not sure how that relates to the schedule. Because I tried subtracting the numbers in a schedule, like 7 to 1, like I assumed that was like 7 minus 1, so that's a 6. And then the next one's -4, -4, -6. But that doesn't seem to make any sense. And then, can we take a look at the schedule again? Hey, I want to look at the schedule. Is there any new dialogue with this? No. It's still the same dialogue. Oop! I accidentally did. Huh. What do you even do? So, maybe I need to push it in a different order? So, I don't know, would I go backwards? Like, 8... Hey, it didn't let me click anything. Oh wait, let me close out of this and restart. Like 8. Where is it? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? No? No, it's just when you get it wrong, it shocks you. You can find which button corresponds to which number on the wall. But how do we find which corresponds to the numbers? Because, like, all these boxes are... they all look the same to me. 15, 28, 37, 46. I am... wait. It's straight up telling me, hit the buttons in the order shown below. Okay. Wait. 27, 45, 18, 36, 36, huh? Okay, let me write this down. Click the buttons in the order shown below. 27, 45, 18, 36. Is there an actual image on the wall that was missed? That's a good question. Because we already click on the bars, the wall engravings, the strange box. Oh, the strange box was behind a metal grate. And the metal grate was behind a brick, which we destroyed using the ball and chains. Can the ball and chains do something again? No? Motionless. That's not helpful. And if we go too far over here, then we'd bring up the inventory. People are being tortured in here. Well, that's new dialogue. Let's check out the other items. Oh gosh. This is such a dreadful place to be in. Okay, we do have new dialogue. Box with butts. Ooh! Okay. Sun and moon? Why does the sun have, like, a circle in there? Like this one? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Wait. So click on the buttons in the order shown below. The hint said 27, 45, 18, 36. What if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 using those numbers? Did I? Okay. Wait, how is that supposed to relate to... I don't understand. That's so weird. Oh well. The box in Noah's hand dinged lightly before the box opened, revealing what's inside. A key? A key? This is too easy, though. Way too easy. What do you mean? Noah stared at it, untrusting. Seriously, sometimes things can just be easy. Come on, this is something to celebrate about. Well... I mean, I'm glad you have something to celebrate about in this dingy, prison cell. I guess so. Fine, let's try it out. A sigh escaped Noah's lips as he rubbed the back of his neck, eyes darting away from Kane. Is something wrong? Oh, he looks like he's about to cry, kind of. No, nothing's wrong. It's just... it doesn't matter. Don't leave me hanging like that. Noah, don't cry. Thanks for being here, I guess. A look of surprise crossed Kane's face at Noah's honest words. Well, it's not like I had much choice, but I'd come with you anytime. I'd just rather never come back here, to be honest. Yeah, me too. I think this is probably the most you've spoken to me in years, you know. Sorry. But yeah, Noah has... It seems like he's been, like, in a very depressive state for, like, years. Possibly after some sort of an incident, like, really rattled him. But, like, Kane has been trying to check on him and his plant, like, every once in a while. Because he's his best friend, and I guess maybe he's the only one that hasn't left Noah yet. Because Noah is not in a very good state right now. Key, what do we... this thing is locked. Maybe we can unlock it. Yep. Of course it opens the drawer. Maybe there'll be another key inside? Only one way to find out. With a creaking hollow sound, the drawer opened. The inside was bare except for... gloves? Really? Oh wait, we can use the gloves on the bucket maybe. What is it? Well? Kane scratched at his face awkwardly, his gaze facing away. Noah followed his line of sight until it landed on something he wanted to ignore. It's the poop bucket. You know, at least you have gloves. You can be somewhat sanitary. Huh? Looking down, Noah noticed something else. Something scratched into the wood. Let's take a closer look at that. Something scratched into the wood? Okay, let's take a look. Oh, we have arrows! Let me write these arrows down. I don't know if I still need the hints from before or not. I'm just keeping them in my notepad thing, just in case. So, left. Right. Oh wait, I made a wrong button. Okay, left. Maybe I should have had like pen and paper because it's kind of hard to type this out. And then left, right. Then this repeats. And then this is right. And then we skip over here. That's right. Okay, I have it written down, I think. Did I get it right? What do these arrows mean? So we also have this... Well, since we have the gloves now, like, maybe we could try reaching in this shady little bucket over here. I can't believe I'm doing this. The offer still stands if you want me to give it a go instead. No, at least I can do this much for myself. There's nothing wrong with depending on me. Oh, he's getting emotional. With a slight frown, Noah discarded any response he had for Kane and dipped his hand into the bucket. So? Slowly, as if he was scared to find out exactly what he just grabbed hold of, he pulled the object into sight. A bottle. The glass was darkened and dirty, hiding whatever was inside of it. Kane leaned in close as the cork was removed. Noah flipped the bottle over, letting the contents fall onto the rock ground with a clack. Hey Van, how's it going? Oh my gosh, thanks for the gift sub. But yeah, we're doing like this weird escape room puzzle in this game right now, because they're like, so it started at a funeral, and then like it went to, I'm assuming, present day, where Noah, the guy with red eyes and black hair, is like really depressed, and he's an artist, so like his apartment, I'm assuming, is a complete mess. Then they had like a flashback to his past, like probably in his high school days, where he met like a guy he kind of had a crush on named August. And then it switched back into present day, where he was looking for Kane, the guy on the right here, and somehow they got sucked into a dream where the guards threw them into a prison, and now we're solving escape room puzzles to try to escape the dream, I'm assuming. Oh, we have a hexagon with a crescent moon design. Huh? The teacher's back. But yeah, it sounds like something really sus happened between the teacher and Noah, which I'm worried about. Like, the flashback didn't seem to give any indication of like what happened between them, but I'm sure we'll find out more. Oh, okay. Well, now that we have the hexagon, we can use it on this box because it has like hexagon shapes in it. Okay, that's fixed. Wait, let me write this down too. So, sun, moon. Oh, we can turn this. Okay, maybe that has to do with the arrows and like how you turn them. Can they? Okay, so if you hover on the sides, we can choose left or right. So, but the problem is, where did we see the arrows again? Yeah, these are the arrows. I think that has to do with like the direction we turn the knobs in on the box. I'm not too sure. But we have sun, moon, sun, moon. Unless like one box is like 1 and then 2, 3, and 4? Okay. Let's do left, right, wait. Or, I could be wrong. Left, right? No, that doesn't make sense. Hey, Alu! How's it going? Oh wait, I keep forgetting to shout people out. Let me do shoutouts. Okay, Control C. I'm gonna shout out Ven. And then I'm gonna shout out Alu, because they are very awesome people. There we go. Oh my gosh, Alu, thanks for subscribing. Oh, thanks for the gift sub. Oh gosh, but like, this is very confusing. I'm very lost because like this game started out like at a funeral, and then it's like switching between like different settings and time periods, so it seems like Noah, the main character with black hair and red eyes, is an unreliable narrator. And now I know, I put the fun in funeral, that's me, yep. Because, you know, like, people are mourning and stuff, like, you gotta make them laugh somehow, right? But, yeah, we're doing, like, escape room puzzles here, apparently. But the arrows... Because we have these arrows right now. I think that has to do with, like, the box. With the sun and moon icons and, like, the directions you have to turn things in. So, maybe I have to do each line separately, like maybe there are 3 times that I have to do the puzzle. So what if I do left, and then I'm assuming this little circle is like the direction it's pointing in, and then like the big hole in the moon. I know, escape room puzzles! They're kind of fun to do. I wish I could like do them more. Left, right, left, right. Oh, it's not letting me do anything. Do we... Okay. Left. Right. Left. Right? Is that what we have to do? Yeah, we know we can turn it left or right. You can find the directions you're meant to turn the hexagons. That's what I did. The first row was left, right, left, right. Unless... wait. Reset. No, it doesn't change, like, the orientation of this. Expected more boys kissing than puzzles. Well, you have to do puzzles to get the boys kissing. But yeah, it does say that it's like a story-rich game. So I'm really curious about it. Can you see the drawer? Okay. Drawer. So my way of thinking was like, since there are 4 hexagons or pentagons, like this might correspond to like the first time you set the puzzle, but that didn't seem to work out. And then, like, I would assume, like, it would proceed, and then you can do this for the second set, and then this for the third set. 4 columns. Oh, that's true, if you split them into columns. Wait. Left, left, right, right. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Alright. Okay. Reset puzzle. Left, left. And then right, right. Left, right, right. Right, right, right. Oh, okay, that worked! Oh my gosh! You're a genius, Alu! Because I was thinking like row-wise instead of like column-wise. I don't know why. The 4 buttons locked in place with a click. Kane and Noah leaned over it, waiting for something to happen. It's not really as satisfying as that other puzzle, is it? Maybe if it made a noise. Got that column brain in here, you just got the row noggin. Well, it doesn't matter, let's just see what's inside this thing. A candle? Interesting. Noah. Noah froze in place. That voice. That same voice. It never changed. Noah, you don't have to talk to him if you don't want to. I don't have much of a choice if I want to get out of here. What is it? I didn't mean to. All this time, I just wanted to see you again. To apologize. Well, here I am, and this means nothing because this isn't really you. You're acting sorry for yourself, that's all. Because they are in a dream where they see their old teacher in the prison cell. I don't know what's going on. Do you think you're the victim here? Do you think I have to forgive you just because you want me to? No, I'd rather you sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Don't bother talking to me unless you're going to help us leave. Okay. Let's look at the box again. Does it have anything else going on for it? Candle. We have a candle now. What can we use the candle on? Let's start clicking on things. Wall engravings. We used that for the first puzzle. Huh? Wait, what is going on with them? What if I use the candle on this? I can't click on the old puzzle. Ball and chains? Huh. What if we use it on the table? The man chained to the wall shuffled in place. Metal scraped against stone, a sound so jarring and discomforting that Kane couldn't help but shift from foot to foot. As Noah turned towards the sound, a scene came to mind. Outside, the sun high in the sky, someone stood at the front of a classroom, writing something on a whiteboard. He tapped his pen against the desk as the teacher's voice became background voice. He glanced to the side. A boy with blonde hair and round glasses glanced back at him, then smiled. So he's remembering August, the new classmate that he met in high school, I think. But what does August have to do with this puzzle? The scene fell away into nothingness. Unless the teacher caused something bad to happen in between Noah and August? Huh? And in its place was his childhood teacher huddled on the floor, completely alone. Noah turned away from the shell of a man and to the bedside table. On it, bolted down, was a small lantern. He quickly dipped his candle into it, lighting the wick immediately. The flame flickered from side to side. Noah's breath caught in his throat. Freedom. Okay? Okay? Oh, lit candle. What? Should we set this on fire? Noah and Kane. Oh, that might be dangerous, because they're kind of stuck in the cell. Noah and Kane walked around the bed, their eyes wandering over the room. Cold. Unfriendly. The aura of a space for those that were just waiting for death to come. Noah's eyes went to his old teacher, who didn't look a day older than he remembered. Whether death comes for him or not, I don't care. Noah? Can I open the wall box? Oh, that wall box, like, I already solved in the first puzzle. And then the second puzzle we solved was this one. So now I'm just clicking around to see, like, what the lit candle interacts with, because that's our newest item. Okay, so this second puzzle cannot be selected again. I guess once you solve them, like, you won't be able to click on them. So we already clicked on this to light the candle. We clicked on the bed for a flashback. Bucket. On schedule for invisible ink. That's true. We did use this wall engraving for the first puzzle, but no reason why it can't be used for another one. There we go. Hey, Noah. Noah knelt down beside the engravings, blah blah blah. No, it's just a repeat in dialogue. Okay, let's try it on the... That's okay. We'll figure it out. Let's use it on the bucket. Can we do anything? No? Bars? Huh? What does a lit candle have to do with the bars? That's kind of weird. This is it. What is what? What are you doing? This is our only choice. Look. Noah pointed towards the key, which hung from a thin rope that fell to the stone ground. Around it, some kind of dark liquid. You're going to bet everything on throwing a candle towards a rope? Oh wait, is he gonna set it on fire and then the key's gonna drop because the rope gets burnt up? Is the liquid like gasoline or some like fuel? Yes, I was right. Don't you think that looks like oil? If it catches fire and the key drops to the ground, we should be able to reach it. Right. Alright, I'll trust you. Let's do this. Noah swallowed hard. Calming his shaking hand, he held tight to the lit candle, sizing up just how far he had to throw it. You know what? If it was up to me, I would totally miss. And there! Gently, as to not put it out before he even reached the rope, Noah tossed it towards the key. In an instant, the puddle of oil went up in flames, and the rope quickly followed suit. Moments later, the key fell to the stone floor with a clang, almost bouncing towards Noah. Wow, he is lucky that it bounced towards him and not away from him. He reached between the bars as far as he could, to the point where his shoulder ached from being pressed into the hard metal. And finally, it was in his grasp. The key made of a dark, rusted metal sat against his palm. Well, I hope that key is pretty sturdy because, you know, I broke my key inside a door once, and that was not fun. If the key is rusted, I'd be a little concerned. He clutched it to his chest. Yes! You got it? As he stood up from the ground, Kane wrapped an arm over Noah's shoulders, pulling him close and almost ruffling his hair. I never doubted you for a second. Bullshit, hey, get off of me! Something about the scene playing out, in a dimly lit, dirty prison inside a dream, made Noah feel nostalgic. Like nothing had ever changed. Oh, he's blushing! Like he was a school kid with all the hope of the future ahead of him. His smile fell from his face as the weight of the future, of his present, suddenly weighed on him. This feeling, this nostalgia, how could he feel it? How could he dare to feel it? To feel happiness? He pulled away from Kane and brushed his clothes off. Come on, I'll unlock his chains. Kane, who was smiling alongside Noah, also paused in his excitement. He scratched the back of his head, as if embarrassed for the sudden outburst. Okay, so like back when he was in school, Noah kind of had like a crush on August, who's the blonde guy with glasses. Are they hinting at something between him and Kane right now? Because Kane has stuck with him all these years, like even when Noah was like depressed and like isolating himself from everyone. Okay. It's time to go, Mr. Floyd. Can I really leave? So like, they're stuck in his dream, and supposedly, like, if they can't solve it, like, they die in the dream, and they die in real life, I think? Noah knelt down and quickly unlocked the chains that held the man down. His wrists were bloody and bruised. Yes, it's time to leave. For reasons unknown to even himself, Noah reached out to help his old teacher up from the ground. Mr. Floyd's face was filled with emotions, none of which seemed to win over the others. His mouth opened and closed, then opened and closed once again. He had something to say. He had many things to say, but nothing escaped his lips. Noah turned his back to the man and walked back towards the locked door. The key slid effortlessly into the lock and the door opened. Okay, are we out of the room? Huh? At the same time, the world began to fall apart around them. The walls fell, the floors cracked, and the cell shook as if it wanted to tear itself apart from reality. Mr. Floyd looked as if he was reaching out to Noah. His mouth opened, but no words came out as he disappeared too. Noah grabbed Kane's hand. Run! We gotta go! What's happening? The dream's falling apart. We don't have long. We need to get outside. Is this kind of like Inception, I wonder? Hand in hand, the two ran through the twisting corridors, searching for the light that would be their savior, as the world rumbled around them. Booms echoed throughout the building, so loud they could feel it in their very cores. Kane's hand in Noah's felt sweaty. Noah was sure his felt the same. His legs burnt, but his muscles screamed out in pain, begging for relief. When was the last time he'd run like this? Probably after a traumatic memory. There, the door! They sprung out of the door to the world outside, just in time to watch the entire castle fall into a heap, then get sucked out of existence. The world outside looked much the same as when they first arrived, but soon it wouldn't. Soon, it too would collapse and disappear. A fleeting dream that could never truly exist. Shit. Let's go. How do we get out of here? If we go back to where we came in, there should be a way. The two turned to leave, but someone stood in their way. Who? A man with blonde hair and deep green eyes. Okay, so he's the fourth character we were introduced to, who's named Crow, I think? That's kind of an odd name for like someone with blonde hair, unless he dyed his hair. Because like I would assume that like someone named Crow would have like dark hair or something. The two men froze. Their mouths hung open with surprise, and their eyes were so wide it wouldn't have been a surprise to either of them if they simply burst out of their heads. The man smiled softly, a sweet smile that reminded one of a sunflower in full bloom. A sweet smile that could only belong to one person. Oh wait, August? Wait! Oh, that's grown-up August! He doesn't have glasses anymore. Wait, who's Crow? Am I getting confused? Is Crow the guy with like white hair? I'm confused. I don't remember. He looked at Noah with sadness in his eyes. Noah. Noah had a million questions running through his mind. A million things he wanted to say. A million things he wanted to do. Hi, confused. I'm Kemi. Oh gosh. You're confused too. Oh gosh. But his mouth wouldn't cooperate. That's like I remember one time you showed up and I tried to say good night, Alu, but I said good night, Kemi, instead. That's my life now. I'm just perpetually confused. How many times had he gone over a situation like this in his head? How many speeches had he prepared? Were he ever to see August again? Tears formed in the corner of his eyes. Kane continued to stare, deep in confusion. Who? How? That's kind of weird. How did August get into the dream, too? Or is he, like, part of the dream itself? Because, like, it seems like Noah and Kane are the ones who are real in this? What the hell is that outfit? I don't know. It's like it's... that's true. It's kind of funny looking, isn't it? Wait, if I... Oh, no. Wait, let me just... Wait. Why is it... Let me save here just in case. But yeah, what's up with this barcode? I mean, without the barcode, it would look kind of cooler, but, like, then he also has, like, this belt thing here as a scarf. Like, boy's confused. Like, you're supposed to... I don't know, that's kind of dangerous. Is he a part of the dream? Mr. Floyd knew him well, so it wouldn't be a surprise. But he looks so whole, so real. Who are you? Wait, I'm confused! I'm even more confused, because it said he was August first, and now he's Crow, so it's like, did he change his name when he grew older, or like, what is going on? I don't understand. Who? Who? Are you... He waited for those words he wished for so dearly. For him to be real. For him to be August. I am nobody, just a wanderer. You two had best be going, before you cease to exist along with the rest of the world. The boy named Crow smiled at them, the same gentle smile that Noah knew so well. He wanted to run back to him, to ask him those million questions, but instead, he felt a tug at his hand. Cain. Noah, we have to go. But he... When Noah looked back, he was gone. Just before the world turned in on itself, Cain and Noah escaped. Okay. So, they're getting out of the dream, getting back into what I think is present day, or is the funeral present day? I'm not entirely sure what's going on in this. The same falling feeling, the same fear deep in his stomach. And then he was back. Back home in a reality where he was alone. When Noah opened his eyes, he was once again in his house, sitting in front of his easel. Am I pronouncing that word right? I bet I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Like tortilla! On it, a half-completed painting. Green fields that twisted into something sinister, something beyond reason. He lifted his brush once again, and this time, every stroke came with ease. It was as if he was spilling his very soul onto this canvas. Each and every drop of paint reflected him. That ease was something he hadn't felt in far too long, but his mind was elsewhere. Crow. If Cain hadn't... I could have asked you those million questions. I could have felt you again. Okay, so something happened to August, and for some reason he's Crow now. But you know what? It's good that Cain was there with him, because like I feel like if he wasn't, he wouldn't be able to ground Noah, and Noah would probably be trapped in the dream and like die there. I think Noah's... Well, he's very depressed, so sometimes he feels like a bit of nostalgia for the past. So maybe he's clinging on to past memories, like, too much. Even if we could only chat for a little while, that would have been enough. But hey, he's not the real August. He's a dream August. Is it you? He looked just like you. His smile reminded me so much of yours. Crow. And August. Please. A knock sounded from the front door, and for some reason, Noah stood from his painting and opened it. Something in the past he would have simply ignored. Perhaps his mind was too occupied for him to consider what he was doing. Perhaps when he opened that door, somewhere deep inside of him hoped to see a certain someone with a smile like spring and eyes as deep as a forest. But the person on the other side of his door was a man he'd never seen before. Is it the guy with heterochromia? Yes, it is. That man with white hair pushed past Noah into his house. Noah stood still in shock, his eyes following the man in disbelief. Buddy, why are you putting your feet up on his paintings? That's so rude. But like, he has such a cool design. I don't know, cause like, they were talking about murders at the beginning of the game, and like people who were murdered had like flower patterns on them for some reason. I don't know if it's linked to him. But he's on Nothing hetero about it. Yeah, because we have boys kissing in this game. But like, I'm not sure if like the murders are linked to him. And like, he's on the cover art for the game where he's like doing this yandere pose. So I'm a little bit wary of him. What's up with his like outfit too? Like this, huh? It looks uncomfortable. Only a moment later, he picked up the remote and turned on the TV, kicking his legs up onto an abandoned painting. He's just inviting himself into Noah's house, and Noah's never seen him before, so he's a complete stranger like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" "What the fuck? What the hell are you doing? Get out or I'm calling the police." "Your phone service got cut off." His voice was flat and matter-of-fact. "And how the hell would you know that? Is he stalking him?" "I saw the disconnection notice in your trash. Why are you dumpster diving?" Noah shut the door and approached the man, filled with apprehension. Who the hell just comes into someone's house, sits on their couch, and turns the TV on? What's going on? "Alright, jackass, who are you?" "Ivan." Noah finally got a good look at this Ivan. His hair was bleached completely white, and his eyes were different colors. His clothes were strange, as if he belonged on a catwalk instead of surrounded by all this mess. Still, he had no trouble making himself at home. He leaned back into the couch, completely uninterested in Noah. His eyes rested on the TV, his expression bored. What's going on? Finally, Noah noticed it. Markings that ran up his arm and neck. Markings he'd seen before, more than once, on that very same TV. What do you want from me? I'm staying here tonight. I don't have anywhere else to go. Answer the damn question. You got a problem? I said I'm staying here tonight. But why? 'Cause I've taken an interest in you. That's not concerning at all. Like, a random stranger he's never seen before, like, taking an interest in him? You know, with the flower patterns that matches, like, the murder victims on TV? Anyway, I'm tired. Where's the bedroom? Without thinking, Noah pointed towards a door. Thanks. You can take the couch. How rude! He's just gonna take Noah's bed and then, like, Noah's gonna be forced to sleep on the couch. Ivan stood from his place, straightened out his clothes, then went into the bedroom. Noah stood still in shock, wondering what happened. Never understood liking these types. Yeah, that's true. But, like, I'm hoping since this is, like, a story-rich game, like, they put more thought into, like, the character developments and stuff, because, like, I don't really like, when characters rely too much on the yandere trope. I don't like those types, because, they creep me out, you know? Shaking his head, he picked up his brush again to paint. Well, a stranger sleeping on my bed, I have to sleep on the couch, we might as well just paint, you know? I'll do with him later. I can't lose this inspiration. So Noah seems to draw inspiration from dreams, like, in recent times, I guess. We're back into a school flashback. Okay, we're jumping back into the past again. I guess maybe he's remembering stuff like when he paints? The end of his pencil slowly tapped against his desk as his eyes concentrated on the blonde boy's profile. 1 week ago, August had moved into their class. The initial buzz around him had become subdued, and he had fit in with the others easily. He was naturally charming, kind, smart. In short, he could have become friends with anyone. Yet all week, they'd walk home from school together. They'd eaten lunch together during their breaks. Something about Noah's mind was fixated on him. His voice, his smile, the way he was so interested in absolutely everything, no matter who was talking. The way he thought Noah was so amazing, the way he would hang out onto each and every one of his words, and treat them like the greatest treasures. Noah was completely enamored, whether he realized it or not. Noah, is there something you need? No, Mr. Floyd. I'm sorry. He put the pencil down, embarrassed about being called out in front of everyone yet again. Before August had arrived, he tried his best to blend into the background, to be ignored wherever possible. It didn't seem to be working. The class laughed at him, everyone except for August and Kane. He buried his head in his workbook, his cheeks a deep red. Anything to escape their laughs. But he knew well enough he would laugh too, if it were someone else. That's all for this week, class. No homework. Since I'm feeling particularly kind right now, make sure you do some self-study if you find yourself with extra time. The bell rang, and everyone began clearing out of the room. Kane sauntered over to Noah's desk, a lopsided smile on his face. Nice tapping. Shut up, I was just thinking. About kissing boys, right? Class, of course. Right, Hamlet is so interesting after all. Noah rolled his eyes, but he still laughed in return. Anyway, want to stop by the arcade on the way home? Apparently they have some new machines. Ugh, I wish. My parents got me a new tutor, so I gotta go straight home. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. Yeah, I've definitely been hydrating a lot, because reading makes my throat dry. But yeah, Noah seems to have very strict parents who are very controlling about, like, his grades, his future, career plans, I guess, school plans, and also who he hangs out with. Boo, that sucks. Well, enjoy. I'll go have fun without you. Asshole. Like a spring shower of flowers, August walked up to stand beside Kane. That same gentle, kind smile on his face. Could we stop by a store on the way home? I wanted to buy some new film. Noah's too busy for us. Tutoring, apparently. Oh, I have enough time for that. What? He's brushing off his best friend, but he's making time for his crush. Of course, that would happen. That won't take that much time. We can go to the arcade another day. Right. I'll come too then. Thought you were going to play games? Oh, if you're busy, I can go by myself. No, it's I'm not really that busy, so I can come. Noah stood from his desk and picked up his backpack. For some reason, Kane looked disappointed. Instead of noticing that, though, Noah couldn't keep his eyes away from August. The three of them left the classroom behind. Walking down the stairwell, August suddenly paused. Oh, I think I left my camera in my desk. You two can go ahead. I don't want to keep you waiting when you have tutoring. No, but Noah wanted to have an excuse to walk with him. We can walk together another time. August waved at Noah and Kane before disappearing back up the staircase. Kane turned to leave, only stopping when he noticed Noah wasn't moving. Come on, he said to leave without him. You go on ahead, I'll wait. I'll just wait too. It's fine. You wanted to go to the arcade anyway. Oh. Is Kane feeling conflicted? Like, is he kind of jealous that Noah's kind of, enamored with August? He turned and started going down the stairs before he looked back up at Noah. Yeah, I wanted to go with you. See you tomorrow, then. He disappeared from the stairwell, leaving Noah alone, waiting. He tapped his foot nervously and cleared his throat. His palms felt sweaty, and for some reason, he suddenly wished Kane had stayed after all. What am I even meant to say to him one-on-one? Kane's always been there. Oh? A few steps higher than him, August paused in surprise. In his hands, both a small pink camera and his glass. Oh, that's adorable! He's took off his glasses, so he definitely looks a lot more like his adult self now. But yeah, what happened to him that he became Crow? Like, why did he suddenly have bad fashion? You know, that's the real mystery in this game. A light dusting of red stood out against his pale skin. Noah desperately searched for something, anything to say, but he came up blank. August finished polishing his glasses before placing them back on his face, as if to confirm what he was seeing was actually happening. You should have gone on ahead. You didn't have to wait for me. It's no big deal. I wanted to go together anyway. August's surprise turned into a smile. You know, 'cause we haven't had that much of a chance to get to know each other. I'd like that. Why don't we go now then, before I make you any more late? August brushed past Noah, leading the way. A faint floral-like smell followed him. The two left the school side by side. A breeze so light that it was barely noticeable blew through the quiet street, gently ruffling August's hair. It wasn't something Noah tried to notice. It was more like he couldn't help but notice. At first, they walked in silence. It wasn't awkward, but Noah still racked his mind trying to come up with anything to say. Anything that would make him sound cool, funny, or like someone August would want to be friends with. So, do you like the school? Why that? I sound so lame! Yeah, I do. Everyone's been really nice to me. I like Mr. Floyd too, he's fun. Yeah. You said you move around a lot, right? My dad's job involves a lot of travel, so I never stayed anywhere longer than a year. I'm not even sure how long we'll stay here, to be honest. Your mom must hate that. I'm sure she would, but she actually died a long time ago. What have I done? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean... Don't worry. There's no way you could have known. It's okay. What was she like? My dad said she was a lot like me, but I don't know. She died during childbirth. I'm just making things worse. Why, Noah, why? Sorry, I made the atmosphere a little heavy, didn't I? I haven't told anyone else before. Put the shovel back down. Oh gosh. No, it's okay. I don't mind what we talk about. I just like talking to you. Well, I like talking to you too. The sun beat down on their faces, warming them to their cores. Every step felt like it echoed throughout Noah's body. How about this? Can you guess why my name is August? Maybe he was born in October? I don't know. Just guessing. Well, were you born in August? He smiled wide, brighter than the sun. I'm August, born in August. That's cute. I don't know about cute, but maybe my parents just picked the first thing they thought of. Noah shook his head. It suits you. You feel like an August born in August. Thanks, Noah. Oh, this is a store I wanted to get into. Do you want to come inside or wait here? Noah looked up at the store. The window was filled with cameras of all shapes and sizes. I'll wait here. Okay, I'll be quick. It's okay. Take your time. You could have gone on like a cute shopping date. Noah. As soon as August disappeared into the store, Noah leaned against a wall, banging his head on it a few times. Oh wait, I accidentally clicked settings. Didn't mean to. Shoot. Escape. Kemi doesn't know how to play visual novels. Oh no. What do I do? Did I do something wrong? Wait. Kemi clicks too many buttons. I know. I'm the only person who would, like, fail at a visual novel. The escape key brought something else. It just had a return button, so we're back. We're back. Hey, Chibi Captain Goose, welcome in! Thanks for redeeming your daily vitals. I know, the gameplay is too intense. Like, this is much harder than doing Elden Ring with your eyes closed, okay? So cut me some slack. As soon as August disappeared into the store, Noah leaned against the wall. Oh wait, I already read that part. Why'd I have to say all that? What if he hates me now? Oh, scary light post. I know, it's terrifying. But like, we started out in a funeral, like at the very beginning of the game, and it's been jumping around from like memory to memory and like location to location. Because like present day Noah is a very depressed artist who's in his 20s, I think. But right now he's thinking about his past memories in high school with August. I guess maybe one of the first guys he's had a crush on. Just like me, for real. It feels like someone's holding my tongue whenever I talk to him. What's wrong with me? It's never like this with Kane, or with anyone else in class. It's just him. Him. With a sigh, Noah looked down at his phone. He already missed 3 calls from his mother. But as his eyes went from his phone screen to August, who he could just see from the window front of the camera store, the choice was obvious. He buried his phone back into his pocket just as August came gliding out of the store. Noah stood up straight instantly and cleared his throat. What'd you buy? I needed some new film for my camera, see? Oh yeah, back in the old days, like, cameras had film. And then, like, digital cameras became popular, and then people started taking pictures with their smartphones and stuff. Oh, saw you were- Oh yeah, sometimes I do pixel art. But, like, not recent. I've been jumping around from, like, different hobbies to, yeah, different things. Like, I've been playing Pokemon. I tried to play, Expedition 33, but that turned into a PowerPoint last time. And then, like, I did some art and stuff. I saw you, like, you did some pixel art too, right? Like, the little tree, the little stuff in her noggin. Yeah, the pixel art, like, those are the chat mascots, which are radions. They're kind of based on, like, cations and anions, you know, like, in chemistry and stuff, I guess. Because they have, like, little electron halos and stuff. August pulled the film out of the bag. Noah had never been one to be interested in photography, but right now it seemed like the most interesting thing in the world. Chemistry, yeah, that's right. It's, well, actually, my name was more based on, like, Camilla, which is, like, the word for alchemy. But yeah, it's definitely, like, something you can use for, like, chemistry puns. Learning phase got employed by a friend to help with the game project, so cramming pixel art and oh, that's awesome! Yeah, that would be fun to, like, make game art and stuff. Like, back when I was a kid, like, I liked using, like, the RPG Maker programs. And, like, I would make stupid little games, like, just to amuse, like, my cousin and myself. But, yeah, it was pretty fun to mess with that. And then, for a while, I did Gaia Online. I did a little bit of pixel art in that, like, using, I think just Paint and, like, Microsoft GIF Animator. But now I use Sprite. I also have different apps on my phone. Right, you said you like taking pictures. I remember. I love it. I don't have a fancy camera or anything, just like an instant one, but it lets me keep memories of all the places I've been. It makes me happy. I won't forget anything if I have them. Once again, side by side, Noah and August continued down the street. Should we take the shortcut? From this point in town, the shortcut isn't actually any shorter, but he likes going that way, doesn't he? Yeah, we should be able to get through from here. Noah climbed up the short brick wall that stood in the way, before turning around and holding his hand out for August. He didn't even hesitate for a moment, taking that hand. Noah easily pulled him up to stand beside him. And only for a moment did Noah's hand linger. But a moment was all it took. Oh? The river, not so far in the distance, gently trickled by in the mid-afternoon sun as the two boys together walked up the mountain path. It's getting late, hoping to catch— Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good night. The river, not so far in the distance, gently trickled by in the afternoon sun as the two boys together walked up the mountain path. It was a calming sound, yet Noah felt anything but calm. His hand felt hot where the two had touched, and his heartbeat echoed in his ears. Noah? Huh? What's gotten you so frightened? Oh, sorry, I was a little stuck in my own head. What was it? I just wanted to thank you for coming with me. I know you were busy, but you really didn't have to. To be honest, I really wanted you to come, so I owe you one. You don't owe me. Actually. Then let me see your photos sometime. My photos? They're not anything special, please? Yeah, you know, he showed August his sketchbook, so it's fair for August to show him his photography. Then show me more of your drawings, too. But I think that's a pretty fair trade. Oh, this game is reading my mind. Okay. Up ahead, they could already see the backs of their houses. They climbed the final few steps quickly. Thanks again, Noah. I had fun. I'll see you tomorrow? It's fine, really. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Noah's voice was small and meek. His mind screamed out at him to stop being so timid and to just ask what he wanted to ask. But somehow, he still struggled in a way he'd never had before. Wait! I was just wondering if I could, you know... Can I have your number? Fuck. Of course you can! I was actually going to ask for yours too, but I forgot. They pulled out their phones, Noah ignoring the growing mound of missed calls, and exchanged numbers. Noah stared at the numbers on the screen as if he didn't believe they were real. See you tomorrow, Noah. Every step back to his house felt like he was walking on clouds. He clutched his phone to his chest, his heart beating much faster than it should have been. There's something wrong with me, isn't there? Oh no, he's back at his home, he's late for his tutoring session, and his parents are not going to be too happy about it, especially since he was hanging out with another boy that they thought wasn't going to be a good influence on him, just because, you know, they're not LGBT friendly. Noah, just where have you been? Fuck. I had to go to the store to buy a new workbook. I filled my last one already. His mother clutched her necklace so tight, her knuckles had gone white. Then you should have told me. You knew your new tutor was coming over today. Sorry, Mom. A man stood up from the couch, a man Noah recognized instantly. No, it's a teacher! I'm kind of scared to find out, like, what the teacher has to do with all of this and, like, why Noah is really angry to see him and, like, depressed and everything. It can't be anything good. Mr. Floyd? Hey, Noah. Sorry this is probably a surprise. I thought you knew. He rubbed at the back of his neck awkwardly, his eyes drifting over to look at Noah's mother. No, of course I didn't know. Why didn't anyone tell me? Dear, don't embarrass me in front of our guests. Go back to your room and start studying, okay? Let's just spend the evening working out exactly what I'm going to help you with. Does that sound good? Sure. I'll bring you in some snacks later. Noah, please make sure to concentrate and not waste any of Mr. Floyd's time. Do you understand? Sure. Noah held the door open long enough for his teacher to enter the room before he slammed it shut. His mother would probably scold him about it later, but at that present moment, he didn't care. Why can't they just do their work in the kitchen or something? Well, unless the parents are like busy and like loud and like doing chores. With a sigh, Noah sat down on the ground on one side of the table while Mr. Floyd took the other. For a few moments, it was quiet before Mr. Floyd opened his mouth again. Sorry, Noah. I really did think she told you. Anyway, this can be casual. I'm not your teacher here. You kind of are. Okay, I kind of am, but it's still different. Noah couldn't help but crack a smile at his flailing. A laugh escaped his lips, and he leaned back, finally relaxing. Fine, do I get to call you by your first name? Well, let's not be hasty here. It's so weird, cause like, before college, like all the teachers insist you use like Mr. or Miss. But like after college, like, I don't know, at least my professors, they really liked being on a first name basis with everyone. Mr. Floyd pulled out a notebook and pencil. I would usually ask what you're struggling with, but we both know you don't struggle with anything, and I'm honestly unsure about why you need a tutor. My mom might explode if I don't have one. Oh gosh, is she one of those who... I don't know. But sometimes, like, Asian parents are, like, super crazy about their children's academics. And, like, my younger cousin, like, even when she got, like, A-minuses, her mom would be kind of mad and be like, why aren't you at the very top of the class? You know, you should be able to do better than your other classmates and stuff. And, well, she did end up, like, being valedictorian, but I think that's caused her to, like, I don't know. It's not healthy to have, like, so many expectations, like, on you, like, especially really high expectations. So it's like that. Then, why don't I teach you some of the more advanced subjects? They'll come in useful for university. Noah glanced towards his art books. That sounds good. Any specific topics that interest you, then? Or would you rather I decide? Noah shrugged. Alrighty, we can start with math and science first of all, and by tomorrow, I'll work out a proper study plan. Cool? Cool. Or we could just watch a movie or play some games instead? You can't just ask your teacher that, that's... Ugh, that doesn't seem like a good thing to do, like, especially, like, at his age. Sure, if you want me to be fired. Better not, then, or I'll end up with an annoying tutor like last time. Annoying? He got the answers to his own questions wrong, didn't appreciate me correcting him, and went crying to my mom and quit. I'm almost impressed. How about we make this fun? If you manage to catch me making a mistake like that, I'll let you play your games instead of studying that session. You're on. Despite his best efforts, the rest of the evening passed by without Noah being able to, one-up his teacher in any way. Noah had always been smart enough, but Mr. Floyd knew exactly what he was teaching, as if it were second nature to him. A gentle breeze came from his ever-so-slightly open window as he finally finished the last question given to him. Good work today. Seriously, Noah, you're going places. You're a smart kid. Geez, do you ever make any mistakes? I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm sure I'll make plenty more too. Good luck catching me making one, though. Mr. Floyd winked, closing up his textbook at the same time. But you're so smart. How did you end up a teacher? What, being a teacher isn't good enough? I didn't mean it like that. I'm kidding. Someone special to me told me I'd be good at it. I didn't have anything I wanted to do when I was your age, so I just went with what they told me to do. And as it turned out, I loved it. A girlfriend? Something like that. Anyway, it's getting late. We'll resume this tomorrow. Sound good? I don't know about good, but... Mr. Floyd laughed out loud. I never realized you were such a troublesome kid. He stood up and picked up his bags before smiling down at Noah. I'll walk you to the door. Done already? It's 9 p.m. You should be exceptionally proud of your son. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Hey. And I am, Mr. Floyd. He's my pride and joy. I'll see you tomorrow, Noah. Good job today. With a casual wave, he left the house. I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night. Good night. Oh, Noah, your brother is going to be back from his school trip soon. Right. The room was already dark. For some reason, this was the time of day Noah liked most. I can relate to that, because, like, at nighttime, like, everything is a lot more peaceful and quiet, because, like, people are, like, indoors and, like, you don't really hear too much. Well, unless you live somewhere with, like, a nightlife. But some places are very quiet when it's nighttime. And you don't have, like, people to, like, bother you and stuff. The time of day when no one else would bother him, or question him, or yell at him. He could be alone with his thoughts. Thoughts that were, today, particularly disordered. Usually he'd use this chance to draw, but for some reason he couldn't bring himself to concentrate. Couldn't bring himself to put his pen to paper. An odd occurrence for him. At any other time, this would be how he got his feelings out, how he made himself feel just a little bit better. But tonight, his mind was muddled, a mess that he couldn't decipher. He unlocked his phone and stared at his contact list. August's name stood out from all the rest. His finger hovered over the message button, but he couldn't bring himself to press it. With a sigh, his hand dropped back down to the bed. Outside of his window, the rain fell noisily to the land below. He closed his eyes, listening to that sound, before picking his phone up again. First, he searched for one phrase. Why am I nervous around someone? Okay, this is definitely like his first crush then. The answers, inconclusive. More specific. Why do I feel both sick and excited when I see him? A particular word stood out to him on that search page. A word that made him blink a few times, both in surprise and validation. He searched for one final phrase before he fell asleep. What does a crush feel like? Okay, I don't know, would this be a good stopping point or something? I'm not entirely sure, because, like, shoot, I don't remember how long the chapters are. But just in case, I'm gonna save. Here it comes, the king of all that is and what. Let me see if there's someone I can raid. Oh shoot, I don't have my Twitch open. Where is it? Got it. Okay. Think that she might stick around. Let me see. Oh, people are playing horror games. Karaoke. I don't know what this is. Well, why don't we raid Coda, I guess? But yeah, thanks for everybody who stopped by. I'm not sure when exactly would be the next time I stream, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, Otsukemi! Oh wait, raid message. Raid message! Ugh. Copy and paste.
Got a clue. He's dragging his. Oh my god. You think you're so funny now, don't you? Yes, I love that show. Hell yeah! It's a